Jim, before Coach Day's press conference?
Let me hit Texas numbers. They pretty balanced attack. They had 336 yards, 170 yards passing, 166 on the ground. What hurt them, though, they had 6 penalties in that ball game. And
carry on Martin, a linebacker, forced Stockton into the boundary on this near sideline for Marshall. Now they'll run out of the pistol with Cash Jones in the backfield. Man in motion to the near side. That's the tight end Barbour, and they hand it off straight ahead to Jones. And Cash is stuffed at the 31-yard line. Didn't get the first down. Still need 2 more, so it's 4th and a couple now for the Dogs. Martin again on the stop for the Marshall defense.
Bit of impatience from Cash that time. Stuck his head up in the middle where there really wasn't any room to run. There was room on the left side behind the block of Barbour on the edge.
Frazier back in. Dogs with the offense out on the field. 4th and 2 from the Marshall 31-yard line. No score here early first quarter. Going to take it, run some option. Gunnar Stockton with a beautiful fake on the pitch. He keeps it, ducks inside down to the 15 and a first down. They may bring him back to the 17. We'll see where they spot the football. But he got the first down on a beautiful fake. He kept it and darted back to his right up the hash, right down the hash, and got the first down. And Georgia goes right into the red zone as they pick up a Scana Energy first down. The red zone appearance brought to you by Massey Ferguson. Born to farm, built to perform. Georgia 1st and 10 at the Marshall 17 now. Toss to the back, and that is Phillips, and Phillips will break a tackle at the 8 and sprint into the end zone for the first touchdown of the year. 17-yard touchdown run for Georgia.
Wide open run to the left side following Lawson Lucky. I love the last 2 plays for Georgia offensively. We talked about the creativity from the run game, a little bit of midline out of the shotgun, but then also too, Gunnar Stockton under center, traditional handoff on a stretch run play to the left side for this Georgia offense, and Dwight Phillips just does the rest and takes it to pay dirt.
Well, Kirby talked about we want to see these backs breaking tackles. We saw that on this series, and we saw that from that touchdown with Dwight Phillips. And he's not an overly huge guy. Here's Peyton Woodring for the point after. Snap back to Gunnar Stockton, the holder. The kick by Woodring is up and good. And Georgia with a 7-0 lead. That Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. So Georgia goes the distance on its first possession of the season. They go 70 yards and put it in the end zone. It's the Bulldogs 7, Marshall nothing with 9:22 to go first quarter. Timeout. Back after this, Bulldog Sports Network.
It's college football season, so you need all the energy you can get. Luckily, Georgia Power knows a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
I'm Michael Morris from UGA Football. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network, brought to you by Georgia Power, keeping Georgia running on and off the field.
A smooth, close Barbasol shave in the morning lifts your confidence. That rich, creamy lather will catapult you to greatness. Nothing can stop you today. Well, except that traffic jam. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The right partner makes all the difference. For more than 185 years, we've forged personal relationships with our customers and communities, funding economic development and rallying around the causes that are important to our neighbors. With the technology, products, and expertise you expect from a big bank, and the local decision-making and commitment to community from your neighborhood bank, United Bankshares is your trusted financial partner for life. Proud to support the Arch Award and the Dogs. Bankwithunited.com. United Bankshares. Member FDIC.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare Radio booth here at Sanford Stadium. For our first half today, presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured in a wreck, there's only one call, that's all. The website, callken.com.
And make some key blocks. I'm telling you, I love what I see from the run game so far.
Phillips with his second career touchdown. He scored his first and only touchdown prior to that one against Florida last season as Peyton Woodring delivers another long kick over the back line of the end zone for the touchback. And it'll be Marshall first and 10 on its own 25. 7-0 Dogs. 9:22 to play first quarter. Take advantage of exceptional lease and finance offers on the versatile BMW X3 sports activity vehicle. For more details, see your local BMW Center or visit BMWATL.com today. Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics, and go Dogs. Marshall works out of the shotgun again. Ja'Kai Long, the redshirt freshman quarterback from Hurricane, Virginia. And they'll get it out on the edge to Lacey now. Lacey veers in from the right side, takes that throw, and tries to get into traffic and move the pile a little bit. Picked up 5-6 yards to the 31 as Allen, the linebacker, and Bolden, the safety, make the stop for Georgia.
KJ very active early on for the Dogs in that secondary.
Second and about 4. Long fakes the handoff on the sweep to the left, and then he's plowed as he dances between the tackles. Boy, he got pummeled by Kristen Miller and C.J. Allen, who is around the ball on every play so far for the Georgia defense, but they just drove Long right into the turf at the 32-yard line.
That's a nightmare for anybody in any league, seeing 52 and 3 right there in the hole for you against this Dog defense.
They generously award 1 yard for Long, the quarterback. 6'2" and 205, his numbers. Long huddle by Marshall this time. Play clock down to 5 at 4. They're still not set at 2, at 1. They snap it right at 0. The play continues. Long will throw and misses his target on a slant at the 39-yard line. Floyd Lacey, the transfer from Jacksonville State, was covered very well by Daniel Harris, and the pass is incomplete. And for the second time here in the first quarter, Marshall will go 3 and out.
Very tight coverage early on from the Dog secondary. Also, too, that was one of the things I hope to see. Physicality in the secondary. You're seeing them press coverage at the line. Daniel Harris with great coverage there on the Marshall receiver.
Totten on again to punt. Branch back deep for Georgia. He's at the Bulldogs' 26-yard line. It's a long spiral towards the left side of the field. Branch up to make a fair catch as he bends the knees and goes low to catch that ball in his arms at the 28-yard line. 40-yard punt, no return. And Georgia has the ball back with a 7-0 lead. And we've got a timeout here in the first quarter. 7:54 to play. It's 7-0 Dogs. First half today presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured in a wreck. There's only one call, that's all. Callken.com is the website. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
If you're a contractor, you're like a coach. Your success depends on the team you put on the field. I'm Kevin Swanson, business manager with the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. With over 5,500 skilled electricians right here in Atlanta, we provide the training, the reliability, and the experience to help you finish your jobs on time and under budget. If you're ready to grow your business with a team you can trust, let's talk. Visit IBEW613.org today.
There's nothing like tailgating, touchdowns, and and Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Cool, refreshing, and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Superstitions are real, folks. I should know because I've seen it all. Lucky socks, sacred seats, push-ups before kickoff. But only one works every time. You buy more deliciously soft Nature's Own buns baked with no artificial preservatives for the tailgate, your team will win. That's right. As a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs, it pains us to say that they won't make the playoffs if you don't buy enough Nature's Own buns. And I'm not just saying this because they paid me, although they did.
Piedmont is passionate about Georgia, about each and every person that makes our state incredible. That's why we're leading real change in healthcare, dedicating ourselves to providing a quality patient experience through innovation, personalization, and teamwork. What does that mean for you? You get up-to-date treatment, collaborative care, and the best possible outcomes. To see more about our commitment to raising the standards of quality in Georgia, visit piedmont.org/quality care. Piedmont, real change lives here.
Back with you inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Sanford Stadium. And now let's take 10 seconds for our fantastic affiliates to identify themselves. Pause for station identification on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Let's go down to the Ken Nugent sidelines for a report from DJ Shockley. Shock, what do you have for us?
Fellas, we talked about the run game and how good it looked on that first drive. That was obviously an emphasis that everybody talked about this offseason, the different style of runs, but a lot of conversation over here with the offensive line and talking about staying on that second level. Get to that second level and making sure you get in there, continue to stay on those blocks. Josh, you know all about that, but they did a good job of that. All the concentration was making sure we get there because it's so close to popping one.
We certainly saw that on that first drive. Georgia went 70 yards in 8 plays. And here we'll hand it off from Stockton to Frazier, and he's fighting through white shirts and green pants, angling to the right for about 7 yards up to the 35-yard line before he's tackled by Marvay Myers, a cornerback. So second and short now for the Dogs. They go quickly, hand it off again. This time they go the left side at left guard. And plowing through for the first down is Frazier once again. Followed to the 39, excuse me, Josh.
No, my fault. Followed right behind Drew Bobo, getting up on that second level, just like Shock talked about, with a nice block on the linebacker for Marshall.
So first and 10 Dogs on the Georgia 39-yard line. Dogs in red and silver and red helmets. Stockton in the shotgun. And Chauncey Bowens is offset to his left now in the backfield. Play fake to Bowens. Stockton going to roll right, pump fake, throw a low pass caught by Bowens. He scooped it up below his waist. Nice job by Chauncey. He catches it and gets out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Positive yards right there as they move the sticks. Cannon Lewis, the linebacker, was in coverage with Bowens, who made a nice grab on a ball that was a little bit low there, Josh.
Absolutely, showing some escapability from Gunner right there, getting away from the rush and delivering to Bowens. Great catch.
So second down after a 6-yard pickup, second down and 4 for the Bulldogs. Just shy of their own 45. Bell in motion to the near side. Play fake Stockton. He rolls left, throws a high pass, short toss to Oscar Delp, the tight end, who catches it, and he's undercut at the 50. They go low on his knees, and he's down there. When he hit the turf, the ball came out, but he was down, and the gain is up to the 50 for 5 more. Another first down, a Scana Energy first down. Cam Smith and Boogie Trotter in the secondary on the tackle for Marshall.
The route action from Noah Thomas and Dylan Bell drove the Marshall secondary and made him follow him, opened up the flat for Oscar.
Clock moving with 5:45 to go first quarter. Now whistles blow and stop the play. 7-0 Georgia with the lead.
The ruling on the field is that the runner was down prior to the ball coming loose. That play is now under video review.
So that's the voice of Lee Hedrick, the referee. They're going to take a look at that last play when, as we said, Oscar Delp was undercut down around the knees is where they tackled him, and then when he hit the turf, it looked like the ball came out after he was on the turf, but they're going to review the play. It's under review, brought to you by Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. We're going to look at a replay ourselves here and see what we can see.
I felt like he got the ball back regardless, even if it was a fumble before he hit the ground.
Well, that's a good point, too. They're showing a replay on the video board. He did jump on it. He recovered it, right?
Yeah, he recovered it. The only thing, I guess, that might alter the line to gain if he recovered it shy of the 50. And it looks like the first down stick is right on the 50-yard line on the far side.
The ruling on the field is upheld. First down.
Some new wording from the officials this year. That's in the rules now.
Well, everybody hates the words previous play is under video review. No one likes to hear that.
You don't like that?
No. Let's play.
Well, they will no longer say the play stands or the play is confirmed. They just will say if they're going to go with the call on the field, it's upheld. That's the verbiage now in 2025. So it's 1st and 10 for Georgia on the 50. Dogs with a 7-0 lead. Gunner talking to his offense, shifting Frazier to his right in the backfield as they drive towards the west end zone. Hand it to Nate, and Frazier dances his way through the hole, curls across the 50 and into Marshall territory for 5 yards to the 45 before he's halted by Kerrion Martin, the linebacker transfer from Youngstown State. He also played at Marshall prior to Youngstown State and then returned to his previous school. They've got a few players on their roster that have done that this year. Pistol formation for the Dogs, 2nd and 5. Play fake, Stockton sets up and throws. Pressure on him. Long ball is going to land incomplete down around the 10-yard line. Yeah, Talon Taylor breaking down deep into Marshall territory, but he was covered pretty well. And Stockton, quite frankly, Josh just had to get rid of it. He had 3 defensive players swarming him as he was releasing the football.
A little bit of a bust in the protection for that Georgia offensive line. As you said, Scott had thundering herd defenders right in his face.
Dogs 3rd and 5 on the Marshall 45-yard line with a 7-0 lead. Less than 5 minutes to go. Cash Jones in the backfield. And a quick throw to Branch, Zachariah Branch on a slant to the near side, and he slams on the brakes at the 28 and reverses course and picks up about 6 or 7 more yards before he stopped. It looks like the 22-yard line by Caleb Clark Glover, the safety, and Josh Pierre-Louis, the nickelback, but Branch with the catch picks up the first down for the Dogs at the 22.
There's that middle of the field intermediate yardage passing attack from Georgia we love to see.
23-yard pickup for the Dogs. Here's Stockton with a play fake. He rides it now, gets out of trouble, runs to his right, breaks the tackle up high around the shoulder pads at the 20 as he turns the corner and down to the 16-yard line. Cam Smith. There's the running ability and something a little bit different at the quarterback position that Gunner Stockton can give you that we didn't really have all of last season.
We hoped for it, and we talked about it in the pregame show, and we've seen it so far a lot to start this game from Gunner. His mobility is going to be a huge X factor for this offense.
6 yards in the positive direction. 2nd and 4 for the Dogs. Hand it to Frazier. He's trying to climb over bodies at the line of scrimmage, veering back and running straight between the hash marks down towards the end zone, and he's stopped at the 13-yard line. But the Dogs are working in the Massey Ferguson red zone for the 2nd time in the game here in the 1st quarter. Clock stopped for the moment. 3:27. Maybe an injured player had to run off, or they made a substitution for Marshall. And a new rule that's in place now: after the ball is spotted, player can't go down as injured without a team having to take a timeout or a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down and a yard to go. Dogs will run it, and Marshall will stack it up at the line of scrimmage on this near hash. And I don't think we got it that time, as Javay Gilmore was the first guy in, the linebacker. Nate Frazier was running the football, tried to angle to the left on the left side of that line of scrimmage, and no, he did not get it. He didn't get anything. As a matter of fact, the ball was put down on the 13-yard line of the Thundering Herd. So it's fourth down.
Nothing productive. Marshall putting 8 men in the box that time, stacking it. Here they are again.
Dogs are going to go for it, apparently. Chauncey Bowens in the backfield now with Gunner. 2 receivers to the near side. Work on the near hash. Fake. Stockton keeps it. 10, 5, breaks the tackle. Touchdown as he looks back at the defender who's laying on the turf. Back at the 5. How about that from Gunner?
Great read from Gunner Stockton, pulling it out of the belly of Chauncey Bowens, and just as you said, Scott, just stiff-arming that Marshall defender to get into the end zone.
Dogs with one of their linemen shaken up on the play, and that's the freshman Juan Gaston, who's being tended to now behind the play back at the 13-yard line. He's sitting up but unable to stand up. A fine play by Gunner Stockton. Another beautiful play fake. My goodness. Shades of Stetson Bennett with the fake. And then his running ability. And he broke a tackle at the 5 or the 6. And then when he's at the 2, Josh, he's just turning around and look at the guy sitting on the turf.
Well, 2 things about that we talked about in the pregame show, Shock and I. One, the read option, leaving the football in the belly of Chauncey Bowens, the running back, as long as humanly possible, getting that defensive flow all the way over and yanking it out of his belly to an open hole on the left side. And then, as you said it, we said he was the emotional leader of this team, the emotional engine of this team, and you saw that competitiveness turn around, pointing the finger at the Marshall defender. He just stiff-armed.
That's a 13-yard touchdown run for Gunner, and the Marshall defender that didn't get into the turf was Boogie Trotter, the cornerback. He's going to remember that one for a while. And here's Peyton Woodring for the point after. Gunner to hold. Bo Gardner to snap it back. He'll kick it from the 11. And the kick is up on the way. Good, right through the wickets and into the net. And Georgia has a 14-0 lead. Another Georgia touchdown. This one by Gunner Stockton, brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. Our first half today presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured in a wreck, there's only one call, that's all. Callken.com is the website. 2:22 to go, first quarter. It's Georgia 14, Marshall nothing on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power to recover right. A delicious protein shake with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Proud partner of Georgia football. Learn more at corepower.com.
This football season, the Bulldogs won't be the only ones scoring. Let First Franklin Financial help you score the cash you need with a loan up to $15,000. At First Franklin, we offer fast approvals, fixed rates, and payment plans to fit any budget. To find the Georgia branch near you, visit us at WeMakeLoans.com. All loan terms and APR depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria and may require collateral. First Franklin Financial Corporation, NMLS number 141654. Georgia residence licensing number 5656. Offer not available in North Carolina.
Game days start with Community Coffee, proud coffee partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Community's story began over 105 years ago from a simple belief that great coffee has the power to bring people together.
This is Monroe Freeling from the Dawes, and you're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network presented by Georgia Power. My team has my back, and Georgia Power has yours with reliable energy you can count on.
Getting hit hard isn't just part of football. It's part of life. A car crash, a bad fall, an injury that takes you out of the game, you don't shake that off. You fight back. With over $25 billion recovered, Morgan & Morgan helps injured people across the great state of Georgia get the compensation they deserve. Because when life hits hard, you need a law firm that hits harder. Morgan & Morgan Atlanta, 191 Peachtree Street, Atlanta, Georgia. Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. And then go back to being you. Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Back with you inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in the southwest corner of Sanford Stadium. Glad to have you along. The Bulldogs Football Sports Network is brought to you by Georgia Power. We're here for the win. Georgia Power is here for you. And the Dogs are winning at the moment, 14-0, 2:22 to go first quarter. And a 13-yard touchdown run by quarterback Gunnar Stockton just moments ago capped an 11-play, 72-yard drive that took 5:33 off the clock and put Georgia up by a couple of scores. Marshall has yet to grind out a first down. They've been 3 and out rather in their first 2 series of the game. There's Peyton Woodring to kick it away from right to left once again. Third kickoff of the half of the quarter for Woodring, and he nails another one. Long sailing kick that will land about 3 or 4 yards over the back line of the end zone for the touchback. Well, here comes Marshall again. 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line.
So far, so good for the Dogs. 2 possessions offensively, 2 scores. And don't let me mistake this. I believe we have not allowed a first down yet.
You are correct, sir. Yeah, they've just 3 and out. That's been their offensive series, their 2 series so far. Ja'Kai Long is the quarterback, the redshirt freshman. Split backfield. Snaps it back in the shotgun. They hand it off straight ahead. Twisting and running is Joshawn Barbie, the McNeese State transfer, as he twists his way for positive yards up close to the 30. Picks up 5. Nose of the ball's right on the 30, as a matter of fact. Jonah Ajonye made the tackle on that defensive line for the Dogs, but a 5-yard gain for the Herd. Same formation, split backfield, receivers left and right, 2 to the right, as a matter of fact, for Long. Now he walks up and talks to his offensive line with the play clock at 10. Now back into the shotgun position. Center snap back. Handoff, swing it around to the right side, looking for space, trying to get to the corner is Barbie once again. He broke away from one tackle, running laterally around the 35. Got to the edge, but ran out of room at the 36, and that's where he's out of bounds, chased there by Chris Jones, the redshirt freshman linebacker from Stafford, Virginia. So the gain is only a yard to the 36, but it's a first down. 6 yards, excuse me, I'm sorry. 6-yard gain to the 36, and it is a first down. Marshall wants to run again, and this time they try Michael Allen, who veers to his left across the hash at the 40. And he stutter steps a little bit. Georgia's defense breaks down, makes the tackle at the 41-yard line. Another 5-yard carry for the Thundering Herd. So they've ground out their first down of the quarter of the game here with less than a minute to go. And now they're picking up yardage. Justin Williams made that tackle, the linebacker for the Dogs. 2nd down and 5 to go for Marshall from their own 41. They'll run to the right. Blocking runs to the right. The back cuts off his run behind the center, and he probably wishes he had kept with the flow to the right. Barbie jammed up right around the 40-yard line. May have lost a yard back to the 40, or they give him no gain. He was hit hard by the rookie lineman Elijah Griffin, the freshman from Pooler, Georgia, for the Bulldogs.
All fall camp, we've heard Elijah Griffin making plays just like the one he did, punishing the offensive lineman at the point of attack.
3rd down and 5 now, and Marshall's going to let the clock tick down as the quarter expires, and they will get a little bit of a breather before they try that 3rd down play on the first snap of the 2nd quarter. That's where we're headed. 15 minutes in the books now. Georgia dominating in the first quarter. It's the Dogs 14 and Marshall nothing. Our first half today presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured in a wreck, there's only one call, that's all. Callken.com is the website. Again, the Dogs 14, Marshall nothing on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Gunnar Stockton, quarterback of the Georgia Bulldogs.
And I'm Ken Nugent, proud sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs and Georgia's favorite personal injury attorney.
This season, Ken and I are teaming up to make our touchdowns count even more.
That's right. For every touchdown the Dogs score this year, I'm donating $200 to the Boys and Girls Club here in Athens.
It's about giving back to the kids in our community, and that's something we can all cheer for.
And remember, big hits don't only happen between the hedges.
May I? One call, that's all.
Hey, that was pretty good. One call, that's all.
Kick off your game with Georgia Peanuts. Power-packed with protein, essential nutrients, and great taste, Georgia Peanuts are the MVP for affordability, sustainability, and nutrition. To score life's touchdowns while cheering on the Dogs, look for Georgia Peanuts in Sanford Stadium concessions or visit gapeanuts.com to order online. This message is brought to you by the family farmers of the Georgia Peanut Commission. Peanuts! Get your peanuts!
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Summer's meant to be wide open, and with BMW, nothing stands between you and the road ahead. The BMW X3 makes every journey effortless with X-Drive and expansive cargo space. The plug-in hybrid X5 moves through summer without limits, combining uncompromising power and electric adaptability. And the all-electric i4, sporty, sleek, and unmistakably BMW. Find your ultimate driving machine now at the BMW Summer Sales Event. Hurry in for exceptional offers now through September 2nd.
Game days start with Community Coffee, proud coffee partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Community story began over 105 years ago from a simple belief that great coffee has the power to bring people together.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power to recover right. A delicious protein shake with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle. Champion your recovery with Core Power, proud partner of Georgia football. Learn more at corepower.com.
Target wins $500.
Scott Howard, Josh Brock, DJ Shockley back with you as we come to you inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Sanford Stadium. Glad to have you along. Georgia with a 14-0 lead as we get ready for quarter number 2. Our first half recap, first quarter recap, is brought to you by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit. Loans for land and farms. Georgia racking up 142 total yards thus far, 22 from Marshall. The Dogs have thrown for 59 but rushed for 83. The Herd 7 yards passing, 15 yards rushing. Gunnar Stockton is the leading rusher for Georgia, 4 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown. The 2 scores for the Dogs. 13-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Stockton and a 17-yard jaunt by Dwight Phillips. 14-0 Dogs. Here's Marshall, first play of the quarter on 3rd down and about 6. And they try a pass play over the middle between the hash marks to Floyd Lacey. And he is bound and gagged between the hash marks as he's hit pretty hard by Xavier McLeod, redshirt sophomore defensive lineman, transferred from South Carolina a couple of years ago. He's from Camden, South Carolina, and he makes the hit and the stop at the 41-yard line for no gain, and it's 4th down for the Thundering Herd once again, and here comes the punt team and Nathan Totten to kick it away. Zachariah Branch is back deep. High, hanging kick. Branch squares up, fair catch, great form at the 19-yard line. Made the grab easily, bends the knees when he made the catch. 40-yard high hanging kick, and the Dogs will have the ball. And this time, Josh, a little bit more ground to cover as they'll start at the 19-yard line.
Absolutely, a good opportunity to get a good solid drive here. This drive starting with Juan Gaston on the sidelines, Bo Hewley in at offensive line, also too Daniel Calhoun in at right guard next to Bo Hewley. See how those two work together. Hopefully nothing serious for Gaston on the sideline.
Stockton in the shotgun, play fake on the sweep to the left, and a deep ball he throws. It's juggled a little bit, but caught, reeled in by the tight end, Oscar Delp, downfield at the 45. Marshall's defense catches up to him and runs him over at the 47-yard line. He was backpedaling and facing back the line of scrimmage, had to juggle the ball a little bit to seal it, but he picks up the Scana Energy first down all the way up to the Georgia 47-yard line.
Excellent play call from Mike Bobo. Heavy set left, came out the backside and hit Oscar Delp down the field.
28-yard pickup. Georgia will go with Bowens on first down to run the football. He angles to the left over the logo. The big G middle of the field, and Bowens is stopped short of the 50. About the 48 and a half, maybe the 49. Kerrion Martin, the linebacker, a senior from Charleston, West Virginia, makes the tackle for the Thundering Herd, and the gain is a couple. Georgia moving to our right now, leading at 14-0, early second quarter. Stockton waves a man in motion to the near side. That's Branch going left to right. Now Stockton takes the snap, rolls to the right, throws on the run. Ooh, and incomplete at the 32. As tries to go to Dylan Bell. I think, Josh, it looked like if the defender was looking at the ball instead of looking to make a hit, he might have picked that, but it's incomplete, fortunately for Georgia.
Dangerous pass from Gunner that time, trying to throw into double coverage, and you're right. He was not, the Marshall defender was not trying to make a play on the ball at all. Thankful for the Dogs, that was not a turnover.
Marvay Myers is the guy that hit Bell on the incomplete ball, but he Middle Tennessee State transfer. He may have had an opportunity to intercept it. Fortunately for Georgia, that wasn't the case. Dogs will throw with Stockton firing to London Humphreys. Long throw from the middle of the field all the way to the near sideline. Caught in Marshall territory at the 48-yard line. Georgia wants to go quickly. It's fourth down. Still some work to do. Fourth and about 4.5 yards to go from the Thundering Herd 47-yard line. Stockton now slows down the pace, looks to the near sideline. Cash Jones is in the backfield. 3 receivers to his left and 1 to the right. Signals being flashed in. Play clock at 13. Will Georgia snap it here? Let's see. Stockton clapping his hands. Bobo not snapping it. The play clock will melt down to 3, to 2, to 1. And Georgia will let it expire. Flag comes out from the back judge, but did they call a timeout? And Georgia will have a fourth down punt, more than likely coming up here.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, still fourth down.
We'll back up the Dogs 5 yards, as you heard the referee Lee Hedrick. Let's check in with Shock on the sidelines, brought to you by attorney Ken Nugent. DJ.
Hey, fellas, we saw Gaston go out there with that injury. He is out for now with a leg injury, out for now.
All right, Shock, thanks very much. Well, that's unfortunate for the freshman getting a start in his very first game as a Bulldog. Hopefully he will be okay.
Playing well early on, too, so hopefully that's nothing serious.
Drew Miller will handle the punting chores here on this snap. Knuckleball kicked down inside the 10, going to hit inside the 5 and just barrel on into the end zone as the punt coverage team was chasing it rapidly down there to try to catch that ball, keep it out of the end zone, but it'll be a touchback and Marshall will have the possession. We've got a timeout with 11:49 to go second quarter. Georgia up 14-0 on the Thundering Herd. Our first half presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured? You know who to call. There's only one call. CallKen.com is the website. Back in a moment, Bulldogs Sports Network.
This football season, the Bulldogs won't be the only ones scoring. Let First Franklin Financial help you score the cash you need with a loan up to $15,000. At First Franklin, we offer fast approvals, fixed rates, and payment plans to fit any budget. To find the Georgia branch near you, visit us at WeMakeLoans.com. All loan terms and APR depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria and may require collateral. First Franklin Financial Corporation, NMLS number 141654. Georgia residence licensing number 5656. Offer not available in North Carolina.
On game day, There's nothing like tailgating, touchdowns, and Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Cool, refreshing, and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
The dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
What's the best kind of money? Well, how about instant money? With Quick Win's Instant 50 promotion, you can win a progressive jackpot instantly and win $50 instantly just for playing. Now through September 14th, there will be 2,000 instant winners a week. Look for the prize alert on your ticket and listen for this sound.
You're a winner!
That means you won $50 on the spot. It all ends September 14th, so hurry and play Quick Win from the Georgia Lottery. Play responsibly.
I'm John Addison, a Georgia graduate, lifetime Bulldog fan, and chairman of distribution for Primerica, the largest independent financial services marketing company in North America. Primerica makes the maximum impact on the communities we serve through our concepts and products and by giving back through the Primerica Foundation. As a Georgia-based company, Primerica is proud to continue our long-standing tradition of sponsoring Georgia athletics. Go Dogs!
Terrific sunshine, bright, beautiful blue skies here in Athens as we welcome you back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth. The windows are open, and so is Georgia's offense thus far. A 14-0 lead, largely on an impressive-looking ground attack so far. 85 yards rushing for the Dogs, led by Gunnar Stockton's 40 yards on 4 carries. And Georgia with a 2-touchdown lead as we play here early in the second quarter. 11:49 remaining. Marshall with the football. They'll start after the punt touchback on their own 20-yard line. Modelo's scoreboard. Tennessee disposed of Syracuse 45-26. Alabama and Florida State tied at 7 late first quarter. Ohio State beat Texas earlier 14-7. Quarterback will throw for Marshall. Tries to sling it to the near sideline. Misses his target. And it's incomplete. Right in front of Kirby Smart on the near sideline. So a long throw downfield, about a 15-yard attempt, comes up empty.
DeMello Jones in the secondary, right corner that time. Adrian Maddox also 2 in the secondary for the Dogs.
Thundering Herd taking time in the huddle with Ja'Kai Long as the quarterback, the redshirt freshman. Man in motion to the far side. He'll take the handoff, try to turn the corner, and Georgia's linebackers are up immediately to make the hit. Chris Cole and C.J. Allen. And also K.J. Bolden was in there on the play to pick up a blocker. And the contact made at the 24-yard line. Floyd Lacey was the guy that took the hits for Marshall. A gain that's 4, but it's 3rd down and 6 now for the Thundering Herd. They're working deep into the play clock just about on every snap of the football. You can see where this is going. Snap it back in the shotgun. Long in the pocket, surrounded, tries to leak out to his left. Won't be able to get there as Georgia will shut him down. Raylan Wilson with the sack as he wraps up Long, the quarterback, and drops him back around the 21-yard line.
First Bulldog sack of the year belongs to Raylan Wilson. He's been very active from his inside linebacker spot. No room for Long to get out of the pocket there for Marshall.
Raylan with a 3-yard loss on that sack back at the 21. Here comes the punt team now. And Zachariah Branch, who's been busy as the punt return man. See if he can cut loose on another one here. He's had to fair catch a couple today. Georgia comes after it, and they get a piece of it. They block it. The ball tumbling in the air and comes down to Georgia at the 20-yard line.
Cash Jones came through with the block, got a hand on it.
The Dogs came after the punt, and they got it. They ate it up. The ball went forward off the leg of the kicker, And Georgia caught it in the air at the 20-yard line, and that's where Georgia has the ball on the Marshall 20.
Huge special teams play. This is why Georgia plays starters and top tier guys on our special teams so they can go affect the game like this.
Terrell Foster's the guy that caught the block at the 20. They hit him hard as he went up in the air to catch that ball, and Marshall knocked him to the turf at the 20, but the Dogs will start the possession in the Massey Ferguson red zone. Gunnar Stockton with a man in motion behind him will hand it off to Phillips. He breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, stumbles forward a little bit, and picks up about 7 yards to the 13-yard line. Tackled by Trotter, Boogie Trotter, the cornerback, but a 7-yard gain for Dwight Phillips, who's breaking tackles today. He's already got a touchdown of 17 yards in the first quarter. Georgia's 2nd down and 3. From the Herd 13-yard line, moving to our right towards the east end zone. Looked like a broken play, perhaps. Stockton going to follow the blockers as he runs to his right, and he'll be stopped shy of the 10-yard line as his body went forward. Almost the ball landed on the 10-yard line, maybe just a little bit shy. Pierre Lewis, the nickelback, made the tackle for Marshall. And Josh, it looked like that Gunnar was a little confused on where that ball should go. I'm not sure if somebody ran the wrong way on the handoff or what.
Mental issue somewhere in the backfield at the handoff, but Gunnar trying to make something out of nothing.
He got almost 3. It's 3rd down and about a yard to go. And this is Chauncey Bowens. And no, I was watching Bowens. I should have been watching Stockton. Another beautiful fake and a touchdown on a 10-yard run by Gunnar.
We've been watching that kid run read option for the last 7 years, and another Dog offensive lineman down on the field. But Gunnar just showing his ability at quarterback to be able to run that read option to perfection.
He faked it again. I was watching Bowens, and 90% of the Marshall defense went that way, and coming back down the right hash was Gunnar Stockton, who went 10 and scored his 2nd touchdown of the day. The injured player is Micah Morris, our left guard. And Georgia out tending to him, but the Dogs have increased the lead for the moment to 20-0 with the point after pending. They are helping Micah up, and he's going to jog off under his own power. Man, he looks like Ronald Acuna out there. He's got a club on his left hand. He's got pads all the way up his right arm. He is just covered up in black pads on his right side or left side of his body.
I guarantee you he's using that club to his advantage in the piles there.
Point after try coming from Peyton Woodring. So the Dogs take advantage of the blocked punt. They assume possession of the ball to Marshall 20. And Gunnar Stockton cashes in with a 10-yard touchdown run. The point after try by Woodring is up and through. And the Dogs lead it 21-0. Another Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. First half today presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured? You know who to call. There's only one call. Callken.com is the website. 9:07 to play, second quarter. It's now the Dogs 21 and the Marshall Thundering Herd nothing on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
There's nothing quite like Saturday between the hedges at Sanford Stadium. And as an official partner of the Georgia Bulldogs, the Hoffman Financial Group knows that in retirement, every day is Saturday. Whether your goal is to follow the Dogs to every game, home and away, or gather with your friends to watch at your own doghouse, the Hoffman Financial Group is here to help. We all have dreams of when we want to retire and all the fun things we want to do. But then, all the questions come up. Did I save enough? What if taxes go up? What if the market goes down? The Hoffman Financial Group can help answer those questions and more with a complimentary portfolio x-ray. Get your game plan for retirement started today. Call 770-758-6288. That's 770-758-6288. Or online at unleashyourmoney.com and set up your free portfolio x-ray. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through the Hoffman Financial Group, Inc. Georgia Insurance License 163546.
Piedmont is passionate about Georgia, about each and every person that makes our state incredible. That's why we're leading real change in healthcare, dedicating ourselves to providing a quality patient experience through innovation, personalization, and teamwork. What does that mean for you? You get up-to-date treatment, collaborative care, and the best possible outcomes. To see more about our commitment to raising the standards of quality in Georgia, visit piedmont.org/qualitycare. Piedmont, real change lives here.
gets you closer to the game than Sirius XM College Sports Radio.
For the win! Got it! Let's go!
Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through regular season and into the postseason. We've got your team covered anywhere you go.
Deep to center field! Oh, it's gone!
Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Sanford Stadium. Glad you are with us on this opening day. 21-0, Georgia leads Marshall here in the second quarter with 9:07 to go. Georgia football brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for a close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, a quality shave and trusted value. The Dogs went 20 yards in 3 plays after the blocked punt. Gunnar Stockton with an 11-yard touchdown run. That's his second rushing touchdown of the day. He didn't have any last year, so his first 2 career rushing touchdowns have come here this afternoon in the first half. We might be seeing something in the making as this season goes along with Gunnar's ability to run that play fake. Woodring's kick will be returned out of the end zone on the far side of the field by Marshall. It veered to the sideline, and he's clobbered short of the 20-yard line. Xavion Turner Bradshaw just ran into a wall, it looked like, named Raylan Wilson, number 5, 6'1" and 235 from Tallahassee, to make the tackle right around the 20-yard line.
That was a physical intersection. Raylan Wilson just absolutely tattooed the returner for Marshall. Raylan quietly having himself a day so far.
He got his money's worth on that lick. My goodness. The Herd will go with Carlos Del Rio Wilson now at quarterback, a junior, a transfer from Syracuse. He's from Atlanta. And he will hand it off here to Barbie. Tries to swing around wide to the right towards their sideline on the far side of the field. Couldn't get to the corner. Dogs stretched it out, chased him down with a linebacker, Chris Cole, who will make the tackle for a little bit of a loss on the play. Almost a full yard back, it looks like. It'll be 2nd down and 11 now for the Herd. So Del Rio Wilson played at McEachern High School in the Atlanta area and then went to Cartersville and played. That's Josh's neck of the woods. Some familiarity there. He went to Florida for 1 season, then transferred to Syracuse, now at Marshall, as the Herd will run it again, this time between the tackles, but pretty much the same result. Not much there. They got back to the 20 before Xavier McLeod and Cole again made the stop. So Marshall already in a hole, 3rd and long, 3rd and 10. They got the yard back, and they go quickly on 3rd down. Del Rio Wilson, hyphenated last name, talking to his line, now back in the shotgun. One man to his right in the backfield. They snap, he wants to run. He dances in the pocket, gets out of the pocket, across the 25, the 30, up close to the 35-yard line, and running up field right up the hash mark. The new Marshall quarterback picks up the 1st down before he runs into Kyron Jones in the secondary along with Jonel Aguero. Are they going to bring that one back? I didn't hear the announcement from the referee, Lee Hedrick. Okay, holding on Marshall.
Protection broke down. Carlos Del Rio Wilson scrambled. And as you mentioned, he played his senior year at Cartersville. I saw him do that a whole lot in his time in Cartersville. He is a very adept runner.
He ran well that time, but he had a little extra help because they were cheating in some form. They were holding. So the ball back on the 15-yard line for the Herd. Quarterback drops back, will throw. He looked to the right and then comes back to the left and slings it. It's a low pass, and Xavier Short, a junior, couldn't scoop it up off the turf, and it's incomplete right around the 18, 19, 20-yard line.
Quick screen blocking from your Marshall offensive line there, just really trying to cut down the legs of this Georgia defensive front. Well, the problem with that is Georgia's defensive front's too athletic. You can't do that against a group that talented, and they got in Del Rio Wilson's face early.
Totten on to punt again for Marshall. Zachariah Branch, the Southern Cal transfer, back deep. This one comes off his foot a little funny. Oh, it takes a hop on the 41 and gets away. Branch now picks it up. He scoops it up at the 25 off the bounce. Running to the left, wide side of the field. Flags down, up ahead, about 12 yards away from where Branch is going to be tackled at the Georgia 40. They threw a flag back at the Marshall 47-yard line.
Holding on the receiving team, number 33. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
60-yard punt by Totten. That's his best of the afternoon. A 15-yard return. And then a penalty tacked on top of that, as you heard Lee Hedrick, the referee, explain after the end of the play. Well, we've got a timeout with 7 minutes to go in the quarter. Georgia's up 3 scores. It's 21-0. Dogs in front. Our first half today presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured? You know who to call. There's only one call. Callken.com is the website. Georgia 21, Marshall nothing. Timeout in Athens. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
When the game's over, keep the action rolling with Massey Ferguson compact and utility tractors. These straightforward and dependable machines are built to handle your toughest tasks in the yard or around the farm. Don't let the season slow down. Visit your local Massey Ferguson dealer today.
It's college football season, so you need all the energy you can get. Luckily, Georgia Power knows a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power to recover right. A delicious protein shake with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Proud partner of Georgia football. Learn more at corepower.com.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Your Barbasol shave is a time for self-reflection. Look in that mirror and ask yourself, can I make a real difference in this world? Of course you can. Just not today. The big game is on. Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
He's got the speed. He's got room. He's going to score.
No one gets you closer to the game than Sirius XM College Sports Radio.
For the win. Got it. Let's go.
Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through regular season and into the postseason. We've got your team covered anywhere you go.
Deep to center field. Oh, it's gone.
Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025.
Second quarter here in Athens, and we are back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Sanford Stadium. Georgia will have the ball at its own 30-yard line after the punt return and a penalty, a holding penalty on Quintavious Johnson on the special teams unit. Backs the Dogs up to the 30. Branch had about a 15-yard punt return on that, but that was knocked back to the 30. So here we go, 1st and 10. A play fake straight ahead and a handoff on sweep by Bell to the right side, but Dylan Bell can't find any running room on this near side, and he's hit for a pretty good loss back at the 24-yard line. Was running laterally, trying to get to the corner to find some open room, but Marshall defended it well, and they make the play for 6-yard loss or so back to the 24-yard line. They've got a player shaken up, Javate Gilmore, one of their linebackers. He's being tended to right now while play is halted. But that's probably their best defensive play today and Georgia's worst offensive play as we lose 6 yards on the carry.
I feel like that's our first negative play, which we didn't want to see any of those today. Braden Ward for Marshall had great down the line pursuit that time and was able to get Dylan in the backfield.
So they spot the ball just across our 23. Call it the 24 now. Stockton, who has 2 rushing touchdowns today for the Dogs, in the shotgun. We shift the tight end and the running back. Frazier in the backfield. Catch on the snap, a quick throw out to the right edge to the near side to London Humphreys. He tries to veer in towards the numbers, get behind his blockers, but not a lot of space to run after the catch. And he's down at the 26 by Caleb Clark Glover, the safety for Marshall, who makes the tackle.
Good decision, good read by Gunner. Brought players in motion. Marshall did not react. So let's go to where the numbers favored you, and that was to the short pass to Humphreys.
Only got 2 out of that. It's 3rd down. Still a lot of work to do for the Dogs. We're behind the sticks. Stockton, all kinds of time to throw. He throws it over the middle. Passes batted up high in the air, knocked away from Cass Jones, the in target. And then the deepest defenders go diving for that ball high in the air, but can't get to it. Fortunately for Georgia, it lands on the ground incomplete. That was one of those tip ball passes that easily could have been intercepted, but the Marshall defenders fortunately couldn't get to it. Georgia will have to kick it away, however, on 4th and long.
Thankfully, Marshall's defenders have clubs on their hands like Micah Morris does and weren't able to reel that one in.
Well, you're not kidding. Oh, man. Here's Drew Miller again to kick it away. No Brett Thorson today, although he was kicking in warm-ups. Long punt backing up Marshall to the 20-yard line. That's Lacey, and Lacey is buried after about a 2 or 3 yard return to about the 23 or so, deep down to the right end of the field. He caught it. He was backpedaling, had to catch it in reverse course because he was backing up to catch it. Talon Taylor made the hit on special teams for the Bulldogs, and it's Marshall's football on their own 23. They trail 21-0, and we've got 5:39 to go in the quarter. We're in the second quarter. Bright sunshine here in Athens today. Moderate temperatures, if you will. That was a 55-yard punt by Miller and a 4-yard return. Marshall going to swing it out wide to one of their backs to the right side. They're just looking for some space. That defense has got them nailed down between the hash marks, but it's also got them nailed down out on the edges there as Justin Williams-Thomas tried to swing around the Dallas, Georgia product. There wasn't much there. K.J. Bolden, C.J. Allen, they eat that play up. It was a 2, maybe a 3-yard gain, however, to the 26 for Marshall, so they get 3 out of it. But Georgia did a nice job of stretching it to the edge. Quarterback wants to fake it and keep it. He angles to the right, and that's Del Rio Wilson. Tripped up as he tried to run through traffic. Falls on his back at the 25-yard line. He's going to lose a yard. Tripped up by Raylan Wilson, the linebacker. So -1 on that carry. That'll make it 3rd now. 3rd and 8 for Marshall. They've only got 1 first down today. Georgia with 192 total yards. Marshall with only 26. It's been domination by Georgia on offense and defense today. Clock at 4.5 minutes in the second quarter. They snap it back to Del Rio Wilson. He pump fakes, pulls it down as the pocket is squeezed. Pass is caught at the 30 on the far sideline. There's a flag down at the 24, and we finally get Jacoby Baldwin, a North Carolina State transfer, out of bounds on the Marshall sideline. But let's check the call and the penalty marker back at the 24. We've got an illegal procedure on the Thundering Herd. Now, was it a false start or something different?
Not enough men on the line of scrimmage.
They're taking out one of their big linemen.
Illegal formation on the offense. Number 76 was not lined up on the line of scrimmage. That penalty has been declined. It's 4th down.
You got it. And Jalen Slappy, their right guard, 6'4", 323, jogs to the sidelines ahead of the rest of the team. Now Georgia declines. It's going to be 4th down for the Thundering Herd. 4th and a couple. Line of scrimmage is the 31 of Marshall, and they are in punt formation. And Zachariah Branch, no, this will be Sokovie White-Helton back deep for Georgia. He's back on the 20. So a new man to try to return the punt. And the punt is shanked. It looked like, he got enough little air underneath it, but coming off his foot again, it looked low and wobbly, but it ends up coming down to the Georgia 30, well away from the return man, so we never had a chance to catch and get moving with the football. The ball is down at the Georgia 30-yard line. It was a 39-yard punt by the left footer, no return, and the Dogs will take over there with 4:04 to go in the second quarter, leading 21-0 and 70 yards away from more points.
Taunton's leg must be getting tired already. That's 2 back-to-back bad punts.
From this angle, it just looks weird coming off his foot. It looks like they have no elevation, and they're certainly not in a straight line. You said it kind of looks like one of your golf shots.
No, the opposite. I wish I could hit a draw. I hit a slice like nobody's business. I wish I could hit a draw like that.
So the Dogs on the 30, 1st and 10. Stockton out of the shotgun, takes a low snap, hands it to Frazier. Frazier with a head fake and a drive. He fights forward across the 35 up to the 40. Caleb Clark Glover with the tackle on Nate Frazier. They spot the ball down where? At the 40, looks like the 42-yard line. For the Scana Energy first down, a 12-yard gain for Nate Frazier. So now 1st and 10 from our own 42, moving to our right, snap it back to Stockton, hand it to Bowens, who's checked in. Chauncey tries to stutter step his way from the defenders out on the left edge, and they didn't really bite on the fakes. They grab him around the leg and tow him down around the 43-yard line. So we got one. That'll be 2nd down and 9. Georgia substituting freely, both on offense and defense here throughout the first half. We've got 3:05 to go in the second quarter. And Frazier back in the backfield with Stockton. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right on the wide side. Hand off to Frazier. He runs behind freshman tight end Ethan Barbour, trying to lay a block for him. And they just jam it up there in the middle between the hash marks. Marshall closes any holes there, and not much running room for Nate Frazier.
Similar play call from 2 plays ago, trying to follow Ethan Barbour up in the hole. Barbour 2 plays ago did a great job with the lead block, got his head down just a little bit and lost sight of the defender there.
I think they called that no gain, so the ball back down on the 43-yard line. Drew Bobo, the center, snaps it back. Cash Jones will pass protect. Stockton hit as he throws, and that's a wobbler coming out of his hands. He took a good lick, and the Marshall defender, Paul Hudson III, is letting Gunner know he got a lick on him as he was trying to release that football right when he was taking one in the breadbasket, and that ball just came out like a dead duck out of his hand and lands incomplete.
Yeah, Hudson just came through scot-free that time, was able to get in Gunner's face and affect that pass for sure.
So quickly, Georgia's offense sends on the punt unit now, and Drew Miller will kick it away. Snap a little bit low. He fields it nicely and gets a long hanging wobbler down the middle of the field. Going to bounce around the 24-yard line and will roll in Georgia's favor down to about the 15. And that's where Georgia will down the football at the Marshall 15-yard line. Ends up being a 42-yard punt for the Dogs. And we'll have a timeout here with 1:59 to go in the half. The 2-minute timeout, if you will. Georgia leads at 21-0 on Marshall. Our first half is presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured? You know who to call. There's only one. One call. CallKen.com is the website. Dogs up by 3 scores. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
A well-executed game plan is always the key to a victory on the field, and it's the same when it comes to stopping people from dying in crashes caused by drunk drivers. When alcohol is part of the tailgate or any occasion, then the game plan always includes a ride with a sober driver. All drunk driving deaths are preventable, and choosing not to drink and drive saves lives, maybe even your own, and it'll avoid a costly DUI arrest. That's why the Governor's Office of Highway Safety reminds everyone to drive sober so they won't have to pull you over.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything, but while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Kick off your game with Georgia Peanuts. Power-packed with protein, essential nutrients, and great taste, Georgia Peanuts are the MVP for affordability, sustainability, and nutrition. To score life touchdowns while cheering on the Dogs, look for Georgia Peanuts in Sanford Stadium concessions or visit gapeanuts.com to order online. This message is brought to you by the family farmers of the Georgia Peanut Commission. Peanuts! Get your peanuts!
Hey, Georgia Football is brought to you in part by Modelo, the official import beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. Grab a refreshing Modelo Especial, brewed for full-time Bulldogs fans. For 21 and up only, please drink responsibly. As we check the Modelo scoreboard, Ohio State earlier today defeated Texas 14-7. Tennessee disposed of Syracuse in Atlanta 45-26. In progress right now, Florida State 14-7 on Alabama in the second. Oregon with a 17-0 lead on Montana State. They're in the second quarter. Penn State 2-touchdown lead in their game with Nevada in the second, 17-3. Here it's 21-0, and Marshall runs off the 15-yard line on first down here as Floyd Lacey catches a pass out wide to the right. KJ Bolden is going to make the tackle at the, looks like around the 19-yard line. They back it up a little bit. They had it on the 20, and they moved it back to the 19, so 4-yard gain. And a timeout has been called with 1:53 to go in the quarter. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Marshall back out on the field, ready to go. Up over the football. Georgia's defense out is ready as well, so a brief timeout. 3-touchdown lead for the Dogs. Marshall, second down and 6 from their own 19-yard line. They snap it back to Del Rio Wilson. He wants to run again and nowhere to go. Dogs cover him up with Elo Mendoza was maybe the first guy to get him back there. But there were about 4 or 5 other guys you could choose from as well. Mendoza, the transfer from Army, got in there first to make the tackle. Also, Ellis Robinson, the cornerback. And the Marshall quarterback is stopped at the 18-yard line. He lost a yard trying to dance around in the pocket and escape. And another timeout is called by Georgia with 1:49 to play in the half. Dogs are trying to get that 2-for-1 deal going into the locker room at the end of the half because they will get the ball to start the second half.
Well, and also, too, trying to work something situationally, too, right? It'd be good to get a 2-minute situation for your first-team offense going in because you're probably not going to get that opportunity in the second half.
Third down, 7 to go for the Thundering Herd. The ball is on their own 18-yard line. Georgia trying to get the ball back if they get a stop here. Marshall quarterback in the shotgun. They snap it back. 4-man rush. Pressure from behind. They grab at his legs. They miss. We miss another tackle. And Del Rio Wilson stays upright for a longer period than expected. He got almost to the 25. And it's going to be close to a first down. They may have to measure it. It looks now where they have it marked, it's going to be 4th and less than a yard. But he stepped through a couple of tackles, Josh, on his way to try to scramble to get that first down and extend the series.
He escaped Gabe Harris, but didn't escape Raylan Wilson. Almost picked up the first down. 4th and short, as you said. Looks like 4th and inches. I would be willing to bet that Marshall probably goes for this here.
Yeah, the ball is on the far hash, the nose is just short of the 25-yard line, and that's where they need to go for the first down. So it's 4th and, it may be less than a foot. It's close. But it looked like Georgia had a chance to get off the field defensively, but Carlos Del Rio Wilson, who's a big guy, 6'2" and 220 from Atlanta, the Syracuse transfer, was able to step through a couple of tackles down around his legs and almost got the first down. They're going to send the offense back out there. And this is not what Georgia had hoped when they were calling those timeouts, trying to preserve time to get the offense back out on the field here towards the end of the second quarter. 1:38 remaining. 4th and inches for Marshall, and now a timeout.
The previous play is under review to review the line to gain to see if it was made. The play is now under video review.
Lee Hedrick, the referee, they're going to check to see if he made the first down. So the play is under review, brought to you by Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Dogs have dominated this first half as we take a look at the quarter recap presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit, loans for land and farms. The total number of yardage now for Georgia, 205 yards of offense, 41 for Marshall. The Dogs have rushed for 112 and thrown for 93. The Herd, 24 on the ground, 17 through the air. Leading rusher in the game is Gunnar Stockton, the Georgia quarterback, 6 carries for 53 yards, and he's rushed for 2 scores. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns, and Dwight Phillips has the other. Dogs' leading receiver is Zachariah Branch and Oscar Delp, each with 2 catches. London Humphreys has 2 catches, but only 6 yards total for Humphreys.
Previous call will stand or be upheld. So he's half a football short of the line to gain, or excuse me, Marshall's half a football short of the line to gain.
Now, when you're this close, would you be in favor of going up under center if you're the quarterback?
I certainly would. I hate the fact that we're in the shotgun. I don't like it when we do it either.
They are in the shotgun. They run a man in motion to the near side. He sets up in the slot on the near side. Marshall's looking to their sideline. Play clock at 11. And now they have to call a timeout.
Timeout, Marshall.
They had a little more time on the play clock if they so chose to use it. But they call a timeout here. Maybe they're going to change their mind. We shall see.
I feel like they wanted to see if we would jump off sides with that motion. And obviously we didn't budge, so good. The DTO sign worked on the sidelines. You know, that worked. So now you're going to see Marshall come out and punt, and you're going to get Georgia. We are going to get what we wanted out of this. We've got a minute 38. We'll have the ball back probably around, I don't know, say the low 130s, upper 120s, and have a good situation to work early on in the season. 2-minute drill with your new starting quarterback and some new pieces in your offense.
With 0 timeouts, that's going to be the catch. But we've seen Georgia do it in the practices and the scrimmages and how effective they can be. So Marshall does send out the punt unit now. And Zachariah Branch is back on the field in a punt return position for the Southern Cal transfer for the Dogs. The left-footed Totten hangs it high in the air, backs Branch up. He's still backing up. Caught at the 20 on the far hash to the near sideline to the 25. He stops and reverses and falls forward to the 30-yard line, and that's where Georgia will have to go to work with 1:27 remaining in the half. No timeouts after a 56-yard punt and an 11-yard return by Zachariah Branch.
Tremendous punt from Marshall there, backing Georgia up. Again, here's the test. Starting out minus 31 on your side of the field. You've got a minute and 27 seconds left, and as you said, Scott, no timeouts. Can we put the ball in the end zone? We've got to get a score out of this, whether it be a touchdown or a field goal. Either way, got to put points on the board.
A minute 27, that's what they have on the clock. If they want to go all the way to the end zone, which I'm sure they would prefer, don't forget they do have Peyton Woodring, who has extreme consistency as a good long kicker. Stockton out of the shotgun will throw a short pass, dumps it over the middle to Cash Jones, caught at the 35, and he shakes his way up across the 40, up close to the 44-yard line. They're going to spot him down at the 43, a gain of 12 yards. Javay Gilmore, who was shaken up earlier, back in there to make the tackle. Dogs go quickly. Stockton fires to the sidelines. It's caught by Colby Young at the 48. He's wrapped up around the legs, tried to pull away, couldn't get away. Falls forward to the 49, and now Marshall has a player down in front of the Georgia sideline area. Before they spotted the ball, he went down to the turf. Boogie Trotter, the Tennessee State transfer and the cornerback.
Not that injuries are a good thing for anybody, no matter the opponent. But that injury here for Marshall bails Georgia out. Colby Young was not able to get out of bounds. We would have lost significant time on the clock getting that next play set.
That pass play gained 6 yards for the Dogs and moved them up to the 49-yard line. And there's still 65 seconds to go in the quarter before halftime. Georgia with a 21-0 lead. And Marshall's injured player Trotter now trotting towards the sideline on the far side of the field, flanked by 2 members of their training staff. He is not. Hondo says he is not boogieing, but he is trotting. You would be correct, sir. Second down for Georgia at the 49-yard line, moving to our right. Drew Bobo up over the football. He's got his hand ready to snap. Stockton in the shotgun. Cash Jones to his left in the backfield. Gunner with time fires to his right, and it's caught at the 45-yard line by Lawson Lucky, the tight end. I believe that's his first catch of this ball game. Into Marshall territory for 6 yards. First down, Georgia. Stockton again. Time in the pocket. Throws a deep ball. Intended target is Lucky. Overthrown, incomplete. Here comes a flag. Flag thrown in from the deepest official back on the goal line.
Pass being thrown, holding on the defense number 26. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot, and it carries an automatic first down.
So they're going to get Caleb Clark Glover, Josh, for holding there on Lawson Lucky, who was going to beat him anyway.
He knew he was beat. That was a touchdown for Georgia. So smart play right there to live to fight another day.
So the new line of scrimmage now for the Dogs is the Marshall 35-yard line. And still plenty of time on the clock. 50 seconds. Dogs doing this with no timeouts here towards the end of the second quarter and leading 21-0. Stockton in the shotgun. Jones in the backfield. Gunner with time sets and throws near front corner, trying to go to Noah Thomas. He's fighting off one, maybe 2 defenders at the end. It's incomplete. Right on the right side of the end zone. Tayshawn Jeter was defending, and the ball was a little bit out of the reach of Noah Thomas, who's a big target. The Texas A&M transfer just couldn't get to it. It's a long, incomplete ball. It'll come back to the Marshall 35-yard line.
Love the shot. Perfect ball placement from Gunner. Only your guy can go make a play. Unfortunately, Noah not able to go up and make it.
44 seconds remain. And it's second down and 10. Stockton to throw, pressure from the edges. He's going to take off running. 35-30, near sideline, 25, dragged down from behind as they go sliding out of bounds into the Georgia bench. 10, maybe 11-yard run by the Bulldog quarterback. They'll make it 10. They put the ball down on the 25-yard line. And Stockton continues to be Georgia's leading rusher today.
Smart play from Gunner. He got to the top of his drop and saw all of the defenders' heads looking the other direction. No one saw him, so he took the opportunity to get some pivotal yardage for the Dogs.
He got out of bounds to stop the clock with 38 seconds. Chauncey Bowen's in the game to the right of Stockton. They work out of the shotgun. Stockton claps his hands, gets the snap, throws, incomplete to Branch as he's hit right when the ball was arriving in his hands and in his chest. Marshall's defensive back took a good lick and hit Branch to break up the ball at the 20-yard line. Daytwan Smith, a junior from East Highland Park, West Virginia, was the guy that broke up the pass play. So it's going to be now 2nd down and 10 at the Marshall 25-yard line. And we sub another guy in the backfield. Cash Jones quickly back in the game. Micah Morris, who was shaken up earlier, is back in at left guard too, by the way. Hughley, Calhoun on the right side, Freeling and Morris on the left side. Pass to Jones. It's caught and then dropped. It's picked up by Marshall. They're running. And Cash Jones going to get up, make the tackle downfield at the Georgia 48-yard line. I think they're going to rule that a fumble and not an incomplete ball.
Recovered by the defense. First down.
Yeah, they've ruled it a fumble. Picked up by Marshall and returned to the Georgia 48. Cash Jones, who dropped it or fumbled it, however it's going to go, is the guy that got up and had to hurry downfield to make the tackle to save a touchdown. 24 seconds remain in the quarter.
That's so close, Scott. I didn't think he had the opportunity to get the football play, which is 2 steps after and secure the catch.
We just saw a quick replay, Josh. It didn't look, to me, quick replay, didn't look like he had the ball secured. But we'll see if they're going to review it or not.
But regardless, Gunner maybe a little early there to get to his check down. Yeah, seeing it on the big screen, he never secured that.
It wasn't tucked away. It was still kind of moving around in his hands. That may be an incomplete ball.
The ruling on the field is a catch followed by a fumble recovered by the defense. That play is now under video review.
All right, so we finally get the review here from Lee Hedrick, the referee. Pruitt Health is the sponsor of our reviewed plays. Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. So Mr. Hedrick will put the headset on and take a look into the video monitor and confer with the replay officials. The replay booth to our right.
I feel like this one might get overturned, Scott. I don't think Cash ever secured that ball and was able to tuck it. And he certainly didn't secure it and then make 2 steps after that, which completes the football play. But then again, I'm a Cowboys fan, so you never know what a catch is. No one actually knows what that is.
And you openly admit that you're a Cowboys fan.
I am, even after the actions of this week, right? And I still am a Cowboys fan, sadly. But, to me, the thing there where I was going is, Gunner had great protection in front of him. Maybe got to the check down just a little too soon. And I understand that we were in a no timeout situation, right around just above 30 seconds on the clock, right? So I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to make the play quick. But when you've got that much time and you have this much talent at the receivers playing an opponent like Marshall, let's see if we can get another count to be able to give your guys an opportunity to get open.
After review, it is an incomplete pass. It will be
big cheer for an incomplete pass. And that's the right thing to do if you're in red and black today. So Cash never secured the football, as we were talking about, as we got to view the replay as well here in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth. So that's a break for Georgia. It will not be Marshall's ball. It will be an incompletion and a 3rd down coming up for the Bulldogs from the Herd 25-yard line. So live to play another day for Georgia's offense. 32 seconds show on the clock. Georgia trying to get points without timeouts here at the end of the 2nd quarter. Marshall's defense got to be a little disjointed about that. They were really celebrating after what looked like their biggest play of the half, but it's all for naught, wiped off the board.
Well, and that would have been 3 stops in a row for their defense, so you know that they were super excited about that.
Bowen's in the backfield with Gunner Stockton on 3rd down and 10 from the Herd 25. Snap back. Stockton sets and throws, passes tipped and changes direction. Wow, and almost intercepted on a diving attempt at the 15. Braden Ward, a defensive end, got his hand on the ball and just completely changed the direction of that pass, which was intended to go to Zachariah Branch in the direction of the numbers on the far side of the field. That ball ended up on the hash mark with Marshall almost coming up with a diving interception.
Not the best 2-minute drill for Georgia's offense there.
We're going to have to try a field goal now, but not before Marshall uses a timeout with 28 ticks left. Peyton Woodring in the field goal unit. were out on the field. Gunnar Stockton is the holder. He was already down in position, ready to try what looked to be, about a 43-yarder, and then Marshall calls a time. So the last 2 minutes of this half is taking a lot longer than 2 minutes.
It has, and it's taken a lot longer than what it felt like the rest of the second quarter took to go in elapsed time. But again, not a fantastic first 2-minute drill for Georgia offensively there. It started great and then kind of stalled out a little bit there. And I would love to see us be a little bit more in attack mode, and go down the field with some of these new receivers.
We'll try the field goal from the near hash, kicking into the east stand. So kicking to our right. Stockton kneeling down on the 43-yard line, or 33-yard line, a 43-yard try for Peyton Woodring. There's the snap back. The kick is on its way, and the kick is good. Well, we got 3 out of it on the 43-yard conversion by Peyton Woodring. And that makes it 24-0. And with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Georgia Bulldogs Athletic Scholarship Funds for student athletes across all sports. Thank you to Allstate. 24-0, Georgia in front with 24 seconds left. And Mr. Woodring will grab a tee and put the ball on it here momentarily and kick it off one more time. He's done that a lot here in the first half as Georgia is up by 24 points. So they got points, not what they wanted, but they'll take what they got. Got into range, 9-play, 44-yard drive in the 2-minute drill. Resulted in a 43-yard field goal officially for the Bulldogs. Woodring to kick it off from left to right. And he nails this one, sends it sailing end over end deep into the end zone. He's going to run it out about 6 or 7 yards out of the end zone. My goodness, past the first wave at the 10, but then hit at the 17. Xavier Turner Bradshaw, daredevil, running it out deep out of the end zone, but got belted as he crossed the 15-yard line. Kyron Jones, a redshirt sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina, made the hit on special teams. Clock's down to 20 seconds now, and we'll see if Marshall just takes a knee or if they actually run plays just to get the time off the clock. It's 24-0 Dogs. And they have put the ball down on the 16-yard line of Marshall. Yep, and they will go in the safe formation. Quarterback takes the snap and takes a knee, and that's the end of the half as the final 12 seconds will tick away. Josh, your initial thoughts on what you saw that first 2 quarters of football this season for the Dogs?
Really good half defensively, great start offensively, and then it sputtered a little bit. Back-to-back punts, and then a 2-minute drill that didn't go the way you wanted it to go. But nonetheless, saw good explosive plays offensively, and I think we see our elite linebacking room showing itself today.
A lot of tackles from those guys. I think C.J. Allen may have been on the first 6 or 7 tackles in the ball game. It's time for the Zaxby's halftime interview with Coach Kirby Smart. Let's go down to the field with DJ Shockley. Shockley, down to you.
Coach, obviously good on 4th down, 2 for 2, but 3rd down, 3 of 9. Where do your eyes go to fix that?
Well, the big thing is protecting, making good reads, getting the ball out to our wide outs, and don't be in 3rd and long, same as it was last year. We can't be in 3rd and long.
Got a lot of guys playing a lot of minutes, so defense, what are your thoughts of their aggression, the way they played in the first half?
Done a good job getting some stops, tackled well, got to keep doing that for the second half.
All right, Coach, appreciate it. I got to Scott.
Shock, thanks. Halftime interview brought to you by Zaxby's. Who's got the sauce? Well, Georgia had the sauce in that first half. They lead Marshall 24-0 at intermission here at Sanford Stadium. It's opening day for the Dogs and the Thundering Herd, and Georgia in front by 24 points. Stay tuned now for the halftime show with Neil Hondo Williamson. That's coming up next on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Lemon pepper fans, I hope you're sitting down because Zaxby's just dropped a mouth-watering lemon pepper dry rub. Now you can get that delicious zesty lemon and cracked black pepper flavor you love on the chicken you love. Try it any way you want, from Zaxby's lemon pepper wings and lemon pepper sandwiches to their lemon pepper chicken fingers. And with the Zaxby's app, all that lemon peppering can earn you rewards points. Now that's lemon pepper perfection. Zaxby's lemon pepper. Get some today. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
This is your home of the Dogs. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Our coach? Yeah, he's smart. Know what else is smart? Renting to own the stuff you need at Aaron's. Tight budget? No problem. At Aaron's, you can still get the furniture, appliances, and electronics you need right away with locked-in low payments. We're talking big-name brands like GE, Ashley, and LG. The Bulldogs always make the smart play, and you can too at Aaron's.com or your local Aaron's store. Aaron's, a proud partner of UGA Athletics.
Approval not guaranteed. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Want to earn a deal on the entire Toyota lineup at the national sales event? Then do as I say. Great job. You just earned a deal. Get $500 in bonus lease cash on a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma. Offer valid through September 2nd, 2025. Offer entitles $500 bonus lease cash on the lease of a new and untitled 2025 Toyota Tacoma vehicle. Bonus cash may be used only toward down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome to the Halftime Report. Here's your host, Neil Hondo Williamson.
Well, we came out of the gates great guns today. Georgia 2 drives, 2 touchdowns right off the bat. Then stalled, then blocked a punt, scored another touchdown, 21-zip. A little bit of a malaise there before Peyton Woodring connected on a 43-yard field goal right before the end of the half. Georgia on top 24-0 in the season opener. Hi, everybody. We have Josh Brock up here in the booth with me. Down on the field, it's DJ Shockley. Fellas, first half thoughts. Shock, why don't you go first?
Yeah, man. I thought you started like gangbusters. You started really well in that first quarter. You were moving the football. You were running the football. We talked about being able to establish the run game. You did that. Defensively, you forced some negative yardage plays. You got after them. And then in the second quarter, you got a little lull. They made a few plays, especially on the offense, and then they put some pressure on you throwing the football. Probably got away with 2 interceptions in that second quarter and really stalled out on third down. That's something I talked to Coach Smart about. I mean, right now you're 3 of 9 on third down. Yeah, you made a concerted effort to be good on fourth down going 2-2, but you got to shore some things up on the inside, and then also you got to be able to convert on third down.
You know, I thought of 7 drives offensively, 3 of which produced a touchdown. The last one there, a field goal. What I don't love is the back-to-back punts. We have 3 plays, -4 yards out, 4 plays, 13 yards out. So offensively, I think we need to kind of clean that consistency up a little bit. But as Shock said, I agree. We started out gangbusters, played really well offensively. Defensively, I love how downhill we are playing. Mm-hmm. We are seeing our linebackers move and make plays. We're seeing KJ Bolden be up close to the line of scrimmage and run support, and in those short yardage or short passing support plays, and making a lot of tackles and being involved in the game. What I also love is we've seen a whole lot of Bulldogs touch the field, both offensively and defensively. So we're getting guys live game reps against this Marshall team.
The read option, we've seen that today, run to perfection by Gunnar Stockton, and the offense, it's not another arrow in our quiver. It looks like a bazooka in our quiver, Josh.
Yeah, and that's something that if you've seen Gunnar Stockton play before he got to Georgia, that was the staple of his game. Yes, he had a good arm, and yes, he threw it for a whole lot of touchdown passes, but he was a running quarterback that ran the read option exceptionally well, and that's why he's our leading rusher today. I mean, 7 attempts, 63 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he's playing a really, really good ball game, running the ball. Now what I want to see more of him is be decisive, and let's make that throw to the boundary, and let's get our receivers involved in this game.
All right, very good. Shock's going to go in and get a refreshment. You can run back here and try the facilities after the half, and I will take it to the second half with Scott Howard and Josh Brock bringing you the play-by-play and analysis. Shock down on the field. It's 24-0, Georgia on top. Listen to all things college sports, including live games and talk on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and streaming on the SiriusXM app. Our fifth-ranked Dogs blanking the Thundering Herd so far. Back with more after this, including the Modelo scoreboard. One upset, I shouldn't say an upset, one top 3 game already in the books, and you've got Alabama at Florida State. We'll bring you up to date on that as well, right here on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Want to earn a deal on the entire Toyota lineup at the national sales event? Then do as I say. Great job. You just earned a deal. Get $500 in bonus APR cash on a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma. Offer valid through September 2nd, 2025. Offer entitles $500 bonus APR cash on the purchase of a new and untitled 2025 Toyota Tacoma vehicle. Bonus cash may be used only toward down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
Associated Credit Union is excited to announce the ACU Auto Mall, the new way to buy your next vehicle. We help you shop for the right vehicle, negotiate a fair price with a dealer, and secure your financing all in one easy place. Delivery to your door included. Visit acuonline.org/automall and start shopping today. Associated Credit Union, where anyone in Georgia can live, bank, and grow.
This is Georgia football. Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Feeling great starts with a great shave, and a great shave starts with Barbasol's thick and rich moisturizing lather. Start your day off right with Barbasol. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
In the SEC, it just means more. But what is it exactly? It's the fans, the students, the traditions, the legends. It's passion to celebrate deeper, reach farther, think smarter, make an impact off the field. It's that intangible thing that happens when 16 schools raise the bar as one. Because in the SEC, it just means more.
What's the best kind of money? Well, how about instant money? With Quick Win's Instant 50 promotion, you can win a progressive jackpot instantly and win $50 instantly just for playing. Now through September 14th, there will be 2,000 instant winners a week. Look for the prize alert on your ticket and listen for this sound.
You're a winner!
That means you won $50 on the spot. It all ends September 14th, so hurry and play Quick Win from the Georgia Lottery. Play responsibly.
Now, more of the halftime report. Once again, here's Neil Hondo Williamson.
Thanks for tuning in. Dogs on top 24-0. Big day here in Sanford Stadium. Gorgeous day. If you're not in the state, perhaps you're listening on the internet somewhere around the world. 83 degrees and sunny. It's been spectacular all day. It's time now for our Modelo scoreboard update, brought to you by Modelo, the official import beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. Grab a refreshing Modelo Especial brewed for full-time Bulldog fans. For 21 and up only, please drink responsibly. All right, games in progress. Florida State has racked up over 200 yards in total offense in the first half, and the Seminoles at home at Doak Campbell Stadium are whipping up on Alabama at 17-7. The Noles on top at the half over the Crimson Tide, who come in ranked number 8. Penn State is at home in Happy Valley against Nevada, and the Nittany Lions lead that one 27-3. They're also at the half. Number 7 Oregon had a big second quarter. Now very late in the second, it's 31-3. The Ducks on top of Montana State. Arkansas is home against Alabama A&M. The Razorbacks on top 17-7 in the second. Earlier today, number 3 Ohio State knocked off top-ranked Texas in Columbus 14-7. Tennessee won in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The 24th ranked Volunteers downing the Orange of Syracuse 45-26. Also in our conference in the SEC, Mississippi State over Southern Miss 34-17 was the final, and Kentucky a winner 24-16 on Toledo. Games coming up later on, 7 o'clock today. Number 15 Florida hosts Long Island University at 7:30. It's 9th-ranked LSU at number 4 Clemson. And tomorrow, Sunday at 7:30, it'll be 6th-ranked Notre Dame in Coral Gables to take on number 10 Miami. We will come back with some stats for you from the first half. Georgia on top 24-0 here at Sanford Stadium, leading Marshall, and then second half action with Scott, Josh, Shock, and the team after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
This football season, the Bulldogs won't be the only ones scoring. Let First Franklin Financial help you score the cash you need with a loan up to $15,000. At First Franklin, we offer fast approvals, fixed rates, and payment plans to fit any budget. To find the Georgia branch near you, visit us at WeMakeLoans.com. All loan terms and APR depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria and may require collateral. First Franklin Financial Corporation, NMLS number 141654. Georgia Residence Licensing number 5656. Offer not available in North Carolina.
What's up, Dog Nation? When it comes to financing your home, it's time to team up with the name you can trust. Southeast Mortgage is the official home loan lender of the Georgia Bulldogs, serving the great state of Georgia for over 3 decades. Their local team of experts will guide you through the process with a winning strategy, just like the Dogs do on the gridiron. Visit our website at southeastmortgage.com/UGA to get started. Remember, Southeast Mortgage is the champion of home loans. Go Dogs! NMLS number 103956. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 6578.
This is Drew Bobo from the Dogs, and you're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network presented by Georgia Power. They're here for you and the Bulldog Nation with tools to help you manage your energy and your budget.
No flight is just a flight. It's a new beginning.
Hi, nice to meet you.
A love story.
Will you marry me?
A launch pad. It's your next step.
How about some light? Thank you. You're gonna do great.
And at Delta, we're proud to help you take it.
In the SEC, it just means more. But what is it exactly? It's the fans, the students, the traditions, the legends. It's passion to celebrate deeper, reach farther, think smarter, make an impact off the field. It's that intangible thing that happens when 16 schools raise the bar as one. Because in the SEC, it just means more.
Fifth-ranked Georgia with a 24-0 commanding lead on Marshall here at Dooley Field at Sanford Stadium. Hi, everybody. Your old buddy Hondo back on the radio with Adam Gillespie, our in-house engineer here in the press box with us. And Tariq Pratt is our brand-new studio engineer. Thanks to Tariq for the fine job that he's doing in his Virgin appearance. All right, time to spotlight the first half's best-in-game stats brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to be the official freight partner of Georgia Athletics. Dogs with 14 first downs. The defense is surrounded but one to the thundering herd of Marshall. Georgia has quietly outgained Marshall, 239 yards in total offense to just 40 for the herd. The Dogs, you heard DJ Shockley talk to Coach Smart about it, only 3 of 9 on third down conversions, something we'd like to do better, obviously, in the second half. Dogs, however, were able to convert 2 of 2 on fourth down tries after failing on third down, so those are still, that'll work for you as long as you're getting the first down, right? Individual statistics, Gunnar Stockton, our leading rusher, 7 carries, 63 yards, and 2 perfectly executed read options for touchdowns. If you haven't seen it, you've been listening, wait till you see the highlights of him keeping that ball in the belly of the running backs, 2 different backs on both of those plays, and each of those plays, and then scampering in for the touchdown. Nate Frazier, 9 carries for 37 yards. Peanut Phillips, 2 totes of the football for 24 yards, and he has scored Georgia's 3rd touchdown. Gunnar is 11 of 19 passing for 117 yards. Leading receiver is Zachariah Branch with 2 catches for 48 yards. Oscar Delp has 2 catches. Tight end has totaled 33 yards in offense. All right, that's it for your stats. That'll do it for your Bulldogs halftime report. Georgia leading 24-0 here at the half. We'll come back with second half action with Scott Howard and Josh Brock following these words. This is the Bulldogs Sports Network.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
College football season is Modelo season, and the Modelo Recruiter is scouting for full-time Bulldog fans who live and breathe football all season long. You know what that makes you? A full-time fan. Welcome to the roster, Recruit. You deserve an ice-cold Modelo, the official import beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. Because Bulldog season wouldn't be the same without you. Modelo Especial Beer, Chicago, Illinois. For 21 and up only, please drink responsibly.
Piedmont is passionate about Georgia, about each and every person that makes our state incredible. That's why we're leading real change in healthcare, dedicating ourselves to providing a quality patient experience through innovation, personalization, and teamwork. What does that mean for you? You get up-to-date treatment, collaborative care, and the best possible outcomes. To see more about our commitment to raising the standards of quality in Georgia, visit piedmont.org/quality care. Piedmont, real change lives here.
This season, honor the win and the West in Tecovas. Whether you're in the stands or out celebrating after a big win, Tecovas Western boots are handcrafted for all-day comfort with colors and styles that look right at home. You can show your pride from head to toe. This football season, show up in boots. Find your perfect pair at Tecovas.com or at one of their retail stores in Atlanta or Alpharetta. Tecovas, forever West.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield and JMI Sports under the broadcast rights granted by the University of Georgia. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Georgia, Learfield, and JMI Sports. Announcers are provided by Learfield and JMI Sports and approved by the University of Georgia.
Getting ready for the second half here at Sanford Stadium. Georgia with a 24-0 lead over Marshall. Welcome back, along with Josh Brock and DJ Shockley. Scott Howard with you. Regular crew is back for another fun-filled season of Georgia football. Adam Gillespie, our producer and engineer. Talik Pratt in our studio. Chris Schiavone, Neil Williamson, Lauren Smith, everybody along. Let's go down to the field and check in with DJ Shockley. His reports today brought to you by attorney Ken Nugent. Shock, what was happening in the locker room?
Well, Scott, as you guess, maybe a spirited halftime. The first thing he said was, what is the score on the scoreboard? And everybody yelled out 0-0. Of course, we know that's the mantra for Kirby and this Georgia team. But he talked about offensively. He said he wants to, when he comes back in here, we better have at least 250 yards rushing. He wants to run the game to pick up. He also mentioned third down. We got to be more efficient throwing the football on third down. And he said defense, we need tackling. We need to get the ball away from them. And he said right here on special teams, we returning it. I don't care where they kick it, let they kick out of bounds. But he wants to set the tempo right here coming out in the second half.
All right, Shot. Well, we've got some work to do to get to that 250 number rushing. Dogs with 122 so far after one half of play. Marshall will kick it away from right to left. Lorcan Quinn, a freshman from Ireland, playing in his first American football game, drills this one, a low line drive that sails into the hedge behind the end zone in the west end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Dogs ball, 1st and 10 at the 25. We are back with you inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Sanford Stadium and ready to go for the second half. Governor's Office of Highway Safety says the penalty for getting a DUI can cost up to $10,000. That's why the Governor's Office of Highway Safety says drive sober so you won't get pulled over. 1st and 10 Dogs on the 25-yard line. 239 yards of offense in that first half. Stockton goes under center. Deep back is Dwight Phillips. They pitch him the ball, and there goes Peanut across the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, and tripped up on the near sideline. Man, that was a pretty simple play, Josh. Just a deep setback, pitch it to Phillips and let him use his speed, and off he went.
Love the tall sweep there. You called him Peanut. Thankfully, he lost the Peanut out of bounds on the fumble from behind.
Cam Smith, the safety for Marshall, injured on the play, right in front of the Georgia sideline. Might be cramping up. They're going to work trying to stretch him out.
An explosive run play right out of the half for the Dogs. We talked about run plays can only be explosive if you have down the field blocking. Lawson Lucky down the field at that second and third level, getting good quality blocks and allowing the running backs to continue to pick up some yardage downfield. If we want to get to that 250-yard mark, we're going to have more rushes just like that one.
It was an 18-yard gain for Phillips, who, as I look over at a replay, saw Marshall able to get a hand on that ball from behind and knock it twirling out of bounds right into friendly territory on the Georgia sideline. So a fortunate break for the Dogs there, where we were on the field at the time that ball was knocked loose. 1st and 10 for the Dogs on our 43. Snap to Stockton in the sunshine. He gets a block to protect him in the backfield. Now he's off and running, and he'll slide feet first at the 50 on this near sideline. Took a hit as he was going down. No flag on the play, but he took a pretty good shot right at the midfield stripe. That's going to be a gain of 7. Let's see if they bring it back a little bit. Yeah, they put it on the 49, so give him 6 yards. Caleb Clark Glover, the safety, with the hit. And Georgia's 2nd down and 4 now. Just shy of midfield, moving to the right. Bowens is in the backfield to the left of Stockton. We send Branch in motion across the formation left. Handed off to Chauncey Bowens. He fights for yardage going across the center at right guard, and breaks into Thundering Herd territory, and finally stopped around the 47, it looks like. He got 4. That's a Scana Energy first down. Dogs won't huddle, and they're back up and ready to go.
First down for the Dogs at the Marshall 47.
Phillips back in the game in the backfield. Stockton stays in the shotgun. Branch veers around in motion behind the quarterback this time. And Stockton wants to throw it to him in the left flat. Caught at the 50, to the sideline, 40, 30, 25, 20. He's got blocking all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, Zachariah Branch. 47 yards right down the sideline. He used his speed to just run away from the Marshall defense, and the Dogs are up 30-0.
There's another explosive play. Dylan Bell downfield blocking with a tremendous block to free Zachariah Branch the rest of the way to the end zone. I love the initial quick throw, get Zachariah out in space, and then, man, you see the speed from number 1 do the rest.
Looking at the replay, Stockton kind of pump faked on the throw to the flat because he had guys on the edge, defenders for Marshall, that were coming in from the edge, so he pump faked it. They didn't come in to get a hand on the football, and then he threw it right down the line to Branch, and he did the rest with his speed. Point after try by Peyton Woodring is good. Another Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. It's 31-0, 13-13 to go, third quarter. That was fast work by the Dogs. Our second half today brought to you by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. Timeout at Sanford Stadium, 31-0 Dogs on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Georgia Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
In the front row.
Coach, what sets this team apart?
The ability to keep improving, innovating, evolving. That's what champions do, just like Ford. Whether it's the gas-powered F-150 iDrive, the Power Boost Hybrid, or an all-electric F-150 Lightning, that's a championship team. Next question.
Visit your local Ford dealer or Ford.com for great offers on Ford F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Ford F-150, built Ford tough. Go Dogs.
I'm Michael Morris from UGA Football. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network, brought to you by Georgia Power, keeping Georgia running on and off the field.
When the game's over, keep the action rolling with Massey Ferguson compact and utility tractors. These straightforward and dependable machines are built to handle your toughest tasks in the yard or around the farm. Don't let the season slow down. Visit your local Massey Ferguson dealer today.
Dogs fans in Athens, we have two important rules: support local business and cheer on the Georgia Bulldogs. This season, we would like to thank our official hometown team partners for their support of Georgia athletics. First Watch, Longhorn Steakhouse in Athens, and Certa Pro Painters of Athens. Learn more about how you can support these great local partners by finding the Hometown Team Partners ad in the digital game program on GeorgiaDogs.com. Support our hometown team partners and you'll support the Dogs.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power to recover right. A delicious protein shake with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Proud partner of Georgia football. Learn more at corepower.com.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare Radio booth here in Athens, Georgia 31 and Marshall nothing. Zachariah Branch just took a Gunnar Stockton pass and went 47 yards with it for the score. Branch, who had 78 catches in 2 years at Southern Cal, was a 2023 All-American. Today, 3 catches for 95 yards now. That long of 47 is his best of the day, and then the touchdown to boot. And the Dogs will boot it away here with Peyton Woodring as Georgia kicks it away from left to right. And another Woodring kick will sail over the back line of the end zone for yet another touchback. Yeah, he's doing a whale of a job today as well. And it'll be Marshall on the 25, 1st and 10. And fans, Georgia football is brought to you in part by Modelo, the official import beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. Grab a refreshing Modelo Especial brewed for full-time Bulldog fans for 21 and up only. Please drink responsibly. Ja'Kai Long will be back in the game as quarterback for Marshall. He started the game and then was replaced by Carlos Del Rio Wilson in that first half, but now it's the redshirt freshman Long back in calling the signal. Split backfield for Marshall, 1st and 10 on their 25. High snap, play fake, rolls to the right. Long looking, just dumps it about 4 yards ahead, and the pass is caught by Floyd Lacey, and he quickly gets to the corner and the sideline and steps out of bounds at the 37-yard line. A gain of 12 for Marshall.
Biggest single play of the day for Marshall so far. They've made some halftime adjustments, get their quarterback on the move, get him outside of the pocket. They cannot throw the ball from the pocket.
That's just their second first down today. Snap in the shotgun again. This time a handoff, swinging around wide to the right. Not going to get to the corner. Antoine Roberts, a junior college transfer from Nashville, Tennessee. Runs right into Quintavious Johnson.
Offense. Number 74 was not on the line of scrimmage. That's a 5-yard penalty with a replay of first down.
That offensive lineman kind of cheating back a little bit there, Josh. Not up on the line of scrimmage.
Well, you got tackled there, McDuffie, just trying to give himself some extra space. You're right. Of course, he's looking across the line of scrimmage to Gabe Harris Jr. thinking, I need some help. And the only way that I'm going to be able to get that is to give myself an extra half yard or so to get back in my pass pro set.
Walk off against Marshall will put the ball down on the 32-yard line. Far hash, they're coming this way to the left. And it's 1st and 15 for the Herd. Long talking to his offense, his linemen and his backs. He's got a split backfield again. He stands between them, takes the shotgun snap. Looks, now being pursued. Miller came right up the middle chasing after him, and now Long will just heave it into the Marshall bench. Incomplete, as he was being pursued heavily by Georgia defenders. Quintavious Johnson was in there. Kristen Miller shot up the gap and pushed him out of the pocket, but Kristen wasn't going to be able to catch him. But they did force the incomplete throw on the far side of the field. So now it's 2nd down and 15 for the Herd. 12:08 remaining 3rd quarter. Georgia already with a touchdown here in the 2nd half. Snap back and a handoff, trying to swing to the near side. Georgia's defense just eats it up. Never got to the corner, was still running laterally. Antoine Roberts, Jonel Aguero forced him in. Gabe Harris and others make the tackle at the 31. And it's 3rd down and 16 now. Loss of 1 on the play for Marshall. But Georgia's defense is just giving up absolutely nothing.
Jonel Aguero did a phenomenal job setting the edge on the previous play.
Long takes the shotgun snap, sets up, looks into the sun, and throws a deep ball, and no one there. He threw it 15, almost 20 yards over the intended receiver, who was Jacoby Baldwin, who was standing way back upfield. That may have been some miscommunication, or he just quit running his route, or the quarterback was under the false impression, but that was a long, incomplete pass that lended into a lonely spot on the field.
Ja'Kai Long saw red, quite literally, because you had 2 TE stunts, 2 tackle end-around stunts right in his face from that Georgia defense. He just needed to get rid of it and save his life.
Marshall will punt it on 4th and 16. Branch back to receive the kick, takes it, fields it at the 28, and falls down with it. I think he may have been fumbling it too before you get a grasp on it. He goes to the turf. Is he hurt? He may have rolled an ankle or something. He's still sitting on the turf. Yeah, he's going to have to be checked out by the medical personnel. 41-yard punt, -1 on the return effort. And we've got a timeout. Branch may be shaken up on the play. Well, let's hope that's all it is. That's why he fell down.
I think it's just a cramp. Judging by, I saw the quick replay on our monitor here in the booth, and they grabbed his leg and stretched out. I think it was just a cramp. His calf locked up on him.
Yeah, he's up and jogging off. A little bit of a hitch in his get along as he comes back to the sideline. We've got a timeout. 11:14 to go, 3rd quarter. It's Georgia 31. Marshall, nothing. 2nd half brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Visit 1ffc.com to learn more. Back after this on the Bulldog Sports Network.
College football season is Modelo season, and the Modelo Recruiter is scouting for full-time Bulldog fans who live and breathe football all season long. You know what that makes you? A full-time fan. Welcome to the roster, Recruit. You deserve an ice-cold Modelo, the official import beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. Because Bulldog season wouldn't be the same without you. Modelo Especial Beer, Chicago, Illinois. For 21 and up only, please drink responsibly.
Your Georgia Bulldogs know what it takes to build a winning team. When you combine dedication, talent, and a drive to win, nothing can beat you. With 20 years of providing natural gas to homes and businesses all over Georgia, Walton Gas combines trustworthy service and straightforward rate plans for the best customer experience. With Walton Gas, every customer wins. Visit WaltonGas.com to see how Georgia's most trusted natural gas provider can serve you. Go Dogs!
Big games and big bills have one thing in common. They don't happen alone. We're the United Association of Plumbers, Pipe Fitters, and HVACR Technicians Local 72, and we're training the next generation of mechanical pros in Athens, Atlanta, and across the state of Georgia. The pipeline to your future starts here. Visit ua72.org.
What's the best kind of money? Well, how about instant money? With Quick Win's Instant 50 promotion, you can win a Progressive jackpot instantly and win $50 instantly just for playing. Now through September 14th, there will be 2,000 instant winners a week. Look for the prize alert on your ticket and listen for this sound.
You're a winner!
That means you won $50 on the spot. It all ends September 14th, so hurry and play Quick Win from the Georgia Lottery. Play responsibly.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth. Georgia with a 31-0 lead, and the football 1st and 10 on our own 27-yard line. Let's go down to the sidelines. Brought to you by attorney Ken Nugent. It's DJ Shockley. Shock.
Hey, fellas, yeah, my man Zach Branch had a little cramp. Looked like he'd be all right, getting some fluids. But Ernest Green has a leg injury, and he is out right now. Out with a leg injury.
All right, Shock. That's not good news, man. We're losing linemen today, aren't we?
Dropping like flies.
Juan Gaston was shaken up in the first half. He hasn't returned. Georgia with a play fake for Stockton. He's still holding on to the football. Now will run to the sideline on the near side, running laterally, and just throws it incomplete to get rid of it into the Georgia sideline. He had Cannon Lewis bearing down on him, the linebacker. Incomplete ball will be 2nd and 10 now for Georgia.
Boy, if that protection would have held up for just another count longer, Talon Taylor was streaking down the middle of the field, had a couple of steps on the Marshall defender.
Gunner will go under center this time, and the lone setback is Nate Frazier deep in the backfield, about 6 or 7 yards. Handoff Frazier. Goes to the right edge, stutter steps at the 30, and falls across as they wrap up his legs. Lewis made the tackle, and he falls forward to almost the 32. Cannon Lewis and Clark Glover, the safety on the stop for Marshall. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification, Bulldog Sports Network. Frazier got 5 on that last carry. Now Stockton will throw, and it's complete to Lawson Lucky. Falls down on his back when he caught the football. There was not a defender around him really, but he fell down at the 37-yard line. It picks up the first down. That's a Scana Energy first down for the Dogs.
Lawson made sure that he caught that ball and was just past the line of the game.
He was making sure first, I'm not going to worry about running. I'm just going to catch the ball, get the first down. He ran his route beyond the marker, and that's what you should do. He got 5 on that play, and now a whistle and a stoppage of play.
Is under video review.
They're going to challenge the catch. Ball was thrown slightly behind him. But you got to wonder what goes through those receivers and
catch with the first down.
all of our pass catchers' minds, right? After last year, the struggles we had catching the football. We're not going to use that evil 4-letter word that starts with the D, right?
The D word.
We're not going to use that. But you wonder what the punishment is for a drop, right? Because everybody has punishments for, missed assignments, whether it be mental or physical, and also too whether you have a penalty, you have those conditioning and those things that teach you to not do that again the next time around. What do you think it is if you drop a ball that's well thrown to you?
We're looking at a replay now, Josh, as
he did not catch it.
Yeah, he did not. It went right through the wickets. That's why he fell down. I thought originally he was just trying to secure the ball, but
you and I thought the exact same thing.
It did hit the turf. That's going to be overturned. The play is under review is brought to you by Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger. Proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Lee Hedrick, the referee, veering into the monitor down in the east end zone. The monitor's facing the west, so bright sunshine just beating down on that monitor. Got to be a lot of glare in there as Lee Hedrick tries to peer into it. Bright sunshine all day long, and not too many shadows, and some of the north stands is cleared out, especially in the upper deck. They've been in sunshine all day, so I hope they brought the sunscreen. Now the folks on the south side, they're loving it. Just about the upper and the lower bowl on the south side, all in shade. They're still looking at the play too, so it's maybe not as cut and dried as we thought it was, or
the ruling on the field was a catch
and all that stuff.
Yeah, the ruling on the field was a catch.
Right.
So it's got to be indisputable, which we think it is, and here it comes.
After review, it is an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down from the 35-yard line.
So that changes the dynamic here, and Georgia sends on the punt unit. Ball's on the 32. And Georgia will punt it away on 4th down. And it'll be Drew Miller, who's handled the punting chores, the sophomore from Iowa. Since the injury in the SEC championship game last season to starting kicker and All-American Brett Thorson, who was working his way back into kicking shape and playing shape. 10 minutes to go, third quarter. It's Georgia 31, Marshall nothing. They're about to get the ball back, we think. There's the snap to Miller. Kick it away. Fair catch called for by Lacey. He's backing up as he makes the catch around the 18 or 19-yard line. High hanging punt by Miller. He's done a nice job today as well. And Marshall will have the ball. They punt that time 50 yards from the sophomore Drew Miller. So Marshall football, we'll keep it right here with 9:52 to go before the Herd takes a snap. Time for the Modelo scoreboard update. Official import beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. Grab a refreshing Modelo Especial, brewed for full-time Bulldogs fans for 21 and up only. Please drink responsibly. Here's your score. Florida State 24, Alabama 7 in the third quarter. Marshall wants to throw. Quarterback scrambles out of the pocket. He'll sling it on the run and incomplete around the 38-yard line, right on the Georgia sideline. Adrian Norton trying to come back to the ball a little bit on a pass thrown by Ja'Kai Long, and it was incomplete. So Marshall just can't get anything going offensively today. Just 51 total yards of offense for Marshall. It might be that kind of a season for the Thundering Herd when you have the kind of roster turnover that they've had, just trying to get everybody on the same page and find chemistry and fluidity, all of that, and find a quarterback too. They played a couple of guys today. They'll hand it off here, run it straight up the middle with Justin Williams-Thomas, hyphenated last name. Transfer from Cal, also played at Tennessee, now in his third school at Marshall, and he's hit at the 26 by Chris Cole, the linebacker. Third and a couple for Marshall. Trying to grind out another first down. It would be only their third of the game and of the season, if they are to get it. 4 men on the line of scrimmage. They hand it off. Georgia closes the door with the linebackers. He's short of the first down. He maybe got a yard, maybe two. That would be a stretch. Justin Williams was in the gap, and Amadi Ogboko also in the gap, and he's a big gap filler at 6'4" and 340 pounds for the Dogs.
Well, Chris Jones came shooting in off that far side too and occupied several bodies, allowing those linebackers to make that play. Good job by Chris, gobbling up some Marshall offensive linemen.
Michael Allen, the ball carrier, unable to grind out that first down. And here comes the punt unit again for the guys in white and green. And it'll be Nathan Totten.
Now number 42.
Sokovie White Helton, hyphenated last name for Sokovie now. Back deep to receive.
It's still fourth down.
And they call a delay penalty on Marshall. So they'll back them up 5 yards.
Marshall's ready to get on the bus.
It would seem so. And we still got 8:23 in the third on the clock. Nathan Totten ready to receive the snap in bright sunshine. The left footer hangs it high, a wobbler, and it's going to land at the Georgia 41. Take a Bulldog bounce back towards midfield, out of bounds on the near sideline, around the 45 or so. We'll see where they spot it out of bounds. Where did they spot it out of bounds? Right on the 45, yes. That is a 34-yard punt. Not his best. He's had some good ones today. That wasn't necessarily one of them. Now we have a timeout with 8:14 to go in the third. Our second half today is brought to you by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. All Georgia today. It's the Dogs 31, Marshall nothing on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The red zone. That last area of the field the dogs have to maneuver before they celebrate a touchdown. In financial planning, there's also a red zone. Those last few years of planning before you celebrate retirement. Just like the dogs have to execute their game plan, you need a game plan for retirement. At the Hoffman Financial Group, we start with a free portfolio x-ray. It's a deep dive into your retirement accounts. What's working? What's not working? Are you headed for a big tax bill? Will you have enough income? What are your options for Social Security? We're here to help you tackle all the issues you face in retirement. Call the Hoffman Financial Group today for a free portfolio x-ray. 770-758-6288. That's 770-758-6288. Or online at unleashyourmoney.com. The Hoffman Financial Group is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through the Hoffman Financial Group, Inc. Georgia Insurance License 163546.
This is Monroe Freeling from the Dawes, and you're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Radio Network presented by Georgia Power. My team has my back, and Georgia Power has yours with reliable energy you can count on.
Summer's meant to be wide open, and with BMW, nothing stands between you and the road ahead. The BMW X3 makes every journey effortless with xDrive and expansive cargo space. The plug-in hybrid X5 moves through summer without limits, combining uncompromising power and electric adaptability. And the all-electric i4, sporty, sleek, and unmistakably BMW. Find your ultimate driving machine now at the BMW Summer Sales Event. Hurry in for exceptional offers now through September 2nd.
Kick off your game with Georgia Peanuts. Power-packed with protein, essential nutrients, and great taste, Georgia Peanuts are the MVP for affordability, sustainability, and nutrition. To score life's touchdowns while cheering on the dogs, look for Georgia Peanuts in Sanford Stadium concessions or visit gapeanuts.com to order online. This message is brought to you by the family farmers of the Georgia Peanut Commission. Peanuts! Get your peanuts!
Thanks for being with us today back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Sanford Stadium. The Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network is brought to you by Georgia Power. We're here for the win. Georgia Power is here for you. 31-0 Dogs, 8:14 to go third quarter. Another Modelo scoreboard update for you. Alabama added a field goal in the third quarter, so Florida State with a 24-10 lead on the Crimson Tide in that one. Dogs have the football on our own 45-yard line. Ja Jackson in at left tackle now. Daniel Calhoun, Cortez Smith, a new center. Michael Weenie at guard. Bo Hughley at tackle. So Jackson, Calhoun, Smith, Weenie, and Hughley. Stockton in the pistol. Takes the snap, hands it to Phillips. He changed direction on a dime. Man, he started out to veer to the left, and then he cut back right behind the blocking at the line of scrimmage, and picks up positive yards to the 49-yard line. He got 6 to the Marshall 49. Cannon Lewis, the North Carolina State transfer linebacker, made the tackle for the guys in green.
In a zone running scheme like that play was, great job pressing the line of scrimmage by Dwight Phillips and cutting back.
2nd and 4. Barbour switches sides. He goes in motion, flip-flops actually, from the right to the left. Now we bring a motion man to the near side. And Stockton will throw back to his left. Caught by Colby Young. Breaks away at the tackle at the 35 to the 25, and they catch up with him and tackle him. They got his leg there around the 24. Colby Young, the transfer from Miami. Nice catch and pull away. He got about 10 more yards after the catch. He broke away from Tayshawn Jeter and was tackled by Kerryon Martin. And the Dogs are getting close to the red zone once again. That's another Scana Energy first down with the ball on the 24. And that's a gain of 25 yards on that pass play. See if they can do it again. Bowens is in the backfield now with Stockton. Shotgun snap. Gunner pulls it down, runs away to the right. Still looking. And now will finally hit the turf. Feet first slide at the 20. They may bring it back just a smidge outside the 20-yard line when he started his slide, because he ended up on the inside of the 20, but they spotted closer to the 21. He got 3 yards on the run.
So everybody say it with me. Let's get down sooner, Gunner. Like, I love the fact that you're getting down, but let's get down sooner.
You realize he probably doesn't want to.
No, he doesn't.
But he's been coached to do that. Phillips stays in the game in the backfield. Stockton, high snap, pulls it down, hands it off to Dwight. Phillips, open green to the left at the 20, at the 15, angles towards the sideline and chased out of bounds at the 10. Couldn't quite get to the corner to cut towards the end zone, so he just coasts out of bounds and takes the positive yardage, 11 yards and a first down. Dogs with a Scana Energy first down and into the Massey Ferguson red zone once again. And now it's goal to go for the Dogs right on the 10-yard line. Pistol with Bowens behind Stockton. Give him the ball. All right, Chauncey runs it up. A nice play defensively by Marshall's Daytwan Smith came in for a tackle around the legs of Bowens, rolled him to the turf after a 1-yard gain to the 9. Now Bowens will come out of the ball game, and Nate Frazier will check back into the backfield. We got Colby Young and London Humphreys to the right. He's in the slot. 2 tight ends to the right. Now they flip-flop left, and that's Barbour and Riddell. Right outside Ja Jackson. Big Ja Jackson at 6'10". Snap to Stockton, handed to Frazier. Big hole on that side. And Nate drives down to maybe the 2-yard line. Boy, that was a gaping hole. And Frazier hit it pretty steadily and got it down around the 2. It's way down on the far right end of the field. They're going to bring it back and put it on the 3.
Barbour and Riddell get tired of hearing us talk about the fact that Oscar Delp and Lawson Lucky are the blockers in this tight end room. Those 2 guys just did a heck of a job opening up a nice hole for Frazier.
5-yard gain, 3rd and goal for the Dogs on the Marshall 3. Far right end of the field. Cash Jones is in the game in the backfield now. And Marshall wants to call a timeout. And the defense says, thanks, Coach. We appreciate that. 4:30 to go, 3rd quarter. Take advantage of exceptional lease and finance offers on the versatile BMW X3 sports activity vehicle. For more details, see your local BMW center or visit BMWATL.com today. Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. BMW says, go Dogs. Now let's go down to the sidelines. DJ Shockley. It's brought to you by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured? You know who to call. There's only one call. The website. CallKen.com. Shock, what do you got for us?
Hey, fellas, one quick thing. I was kind of peeping in on the offensive line before this drive started. One of the things they emphasized was making sure they're getting their eyes in the right spots, especially in pass protection, because they were losing guys when on their slide and all this kind of stuff. So they were more focused this drive on making sure their eyes are in the right spots, and we've seen less pressure on Gunner in this drive throwing the football.
Yeah, he has a pretty good bit of time to throw today. That good protection for the most part. Frazier's in, offset to the left of Stockton in the shotgun. They're going to take it, snap it to Gunner. He's going to keep it and run it. No play fake. He just started to run to his left and is tackled at the 2-yard line, just to the left of the hash mark. And it's going to be 4th and goal now from around the 2, just outside the 2 maybe. Yeah, the ball's between the 2 and the 3. Dogs will keep the offense out there. Same personnel for the most part. Frazier in the backfield with Stockton. 4th and goal from the Marshall 2. Cortez Smith, the center, freshman, snaps it back. Gunner to throw it into the end zone. Back line caught. Humphreys touchdown.
Shock just said offensive linemen getting their eyes in the right position and giving Gunner more time to throw the football with great protection. That was a perfect wall of protection in front of Gunner, allowing him to get to his 3rd read throwing across the back line of the end zone to London Humphreys.
2nd touchdown pass of the day for Gunner Stockton. He's been responsible for 4 scores today. He's scored 2 on the ground, and he's thrown for 2 touchdowns. That went to London Humphreys for a 2-yard touchdown, running right to left in the back line of the end zone. Caught it just under the left upright for the score, and the point after try is coming from Peyton Woodring. And he still hasn't missed in his career on an extra point. Another conversion is good to make it 38-0. And that Georgia touchdown brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. 3:51 to go. Dogs close out another drive. This one of 55 yards, 8 plays, took almost 4.5 minutes. 4:23 off the clock. The 2-yard pass from Stockton to London Humphreys for the touchdown. And now Gunner 14 of 24 throwing for 190 yards, 2 touchdown passes. He's also the leading rusher in the game with 10 carries, 73 yards, and 2 scores. Pretty good breakout in only his second start in his Georgia career, his first start in front of the home fans today, and he's been impressive while doing it. 374 yards of total offense today, Josh, and 190 through the air, as we mentioned, 184 for the Dogs on the ground. They've just been churning it up left and right, and pretty balanced according to those numbers.
Inching closer to the 250. Coach Smart said he wanted out at halftime.
There's the kick into the end zone, and a fair catch in the end zone for the touchback is called for by Marshall. And those numbers consist of, well, let's see if we got something else for you. Branch with 3 catches, 95 yards. Humphreys 3 catches now, 8 yards and a touchdown. That's the third quarter recap presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit, loans for land and farms. Marshall still looking for their first score of the game. And in 2 games now here in Athens, they've still never been into the end zone. Georgia beat them in 2004, 13-3. Today, it's 38-0. And the Herd with the ball on the 25, 1st and 10. They'll run it, handoff straight up the middle. Broken tackle by Justin Williams-Thomas. Springs him for a few more yards. He got 10 to the 35. Tackled by Zion Branch, the brother of Zachariah, the transfer from Southern Cal as well. But a 10-yard gain and a first down. They'll run it again. Same play up the middle. Right up the hash mark. This time, Georgia defends it a little bit better. A lot more red shirts around the ball. Same guy carrying it, Williams-Thomas, hyphenated last name. And this time it's Elo Madozi, the junior from St. Augustine, Florida, the Army transfer, with the stop.
3-yard gain.
3 yards to the 38-yard line. 2nd and 7 for Marshall. Motion man to the left. They play fake to him. Long is the quarterback. Long trying to get away. He's being wrapped up by Georgia, by Green, who had his legs, and the quarterback, as he's going down, just chunks the ball into the turf. Are they going to call that incomplete, or are they going to mark it where Justin Green, the redshirt freshman from Decula, Georgia, was making the tackle? They call it an incomplete pass.
Well, it didn't look like there was a receiver in the area either.
Third down and 8, Marshall on their 37-yard line. Long in the sunshine and in the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back, and he throws it to a reserve defensive back on the far sideline in the Marshall bench area. That might be his longest pass of the day. Threw it about 45 yards into the bench.
Well, we talked at the pregame show, too, about changing the eye level of the quarterback, making the quarterback's eyes adjust to the pass rush, and that was a perfect example of what we're talking about. You bust through their offensive line. He looks down at the pass rush versus his receivers running downfield.
He was just running for his life and slung the ball away to get rid of it, and it's 4th down again. Sokovy is the deep back to return the punt. He stands on our 22. And Nathan Totten again, redshirt sophomore from Kentucky, to kick it. And the left footer booms one this time. Nice long punt. Spiral coming down to Sokovy White-Helton, who makes the fair catch at the 20 for the Bulldogs. 2:41 remaining in the third quarter. Georgia's lead is 38 points. 38-0. That punt was 38 yards. No return. Piedmont Healthcare offers you exceptional hassle-free care closer to home. Piedmont is the official healthcare provider of UGA Athletics. Ryan Puglisi is coming into the game as quarterback for the Dogs. So Gunnar Stockton's day is apparently done. Puglisi from Paxton, Massachusetts, a 6'3", 210-pound redshirt freshman. Did not play in 24. He redshirted last year. This guy has a super fast release. We'll see if he's allowed to show it. Handoff to Bowens. Bowens breaks through a hole. Left tackle to the 30, to the 35, 40. And one of the Marshall defenders, Daryl Sweeting, the cornerback, goes for a ride and drags him down to the turf at the 41-yard line.
Tremendous job on the left side of that offensive line. Jamal Merriweather turning his guy out perfectly. Michael Weenie getting up on the second level. Good run.
21 yards on the gain. Faked the pitch. Puglisi, now he throws in that direction where he faked it to Bowens. Bowens makes the catch left flat. Stutter steps a little bit up to the 44-yard line. He got 3. And it'll be second down for the Dogs. Second down and 7. Less than 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Clock moving, and Georgia leading big, 38-0. Puglisi, shotgun snap, handoff. Bo Walker breaks one tackle, makes another man miss, puts his hand on the turf to keep his balance, and stumbles into Thundering Herd territory at the 48. Nice run by the freshman, Bo Walker.
Strong, decisive runs by our running backs today. Bo Walker showing you right there what he's capable of. Presses the line of scrimmage, puts his right foot in the ground and makes a cut, making a Marshall man miss, and does an excellent job keeping his balance, getting a couple extra yards.
8 yards for Walker, broke a tackle of Smith, and then Clark Glover got him to the turf. He stays in the game with Puglisi. Snap back to Ryan. He fires to his left side, and Marshall may have tipped that ball away from well short of the intended target. Looked like it got past the defensive lineman, but maybe a linebacker tapped it away incomplete. Pierre Lewis was the guy who broke up that pass with 1:09 to go in the third quarter. It'll bring up second down and 10 now for the Dogs after the incompletion.
Scott, we talked about that at halftime. I feel like we lead the world in tip passes.
There's been a bunch over the years, I can guarantee you that. Handoff, Bo Walker runs in there behind Michael Weenie, the guard, who's trying to lead the way blocking, and the little guy Walker ducks in there behind him right over the top of the G to the 44.5-yard line. Tackled by Jabril Alameen, the linebacker, a junior from Woodbridge, Virginia, for Marshall.
Bo disappearing. He's 5'9", 210, tucking in behind Michael Weenie, who's 6'7", 310.
Well, you like that if you're the running back, right? But maybe you don't have any downfield vision. I don't know when you got somebody that size. Puglisi takes a shotgun snap, going to pull it down and run. Breaks one tackle at the 41 and stopped between the hash marks around the 37-yard line. Picks up a first down.
That's a design QB draw right there, Scott.
He broke away from Alameen, the linebacker, and Smith, the safety, made the final stop, but not before Puglisi picked up a Scana Energy first down. Dogs first and 10 now on the Marshall 37. And that will be the last play of the third quarter. Ryan Puglisi on at quarterback for Georgia. The offense still with a lot of work to do. And a lot of new, fresh faces are in there here for the final 15 minutes. Our second half today is brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Go see the friendly Franklin folks at one of their convenient Georgia locations. 38-0 Georgia leading Marshall here as we go to the fourth quarter on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Kohl's Labor Day sale is here. Sure, it's hard to admit summer's ending, but with $10 off $25 spent at Kohl's, you can stop living in denial and start living in cute cardigans. Yep, we're back to wearing layers. So welcome fall with savings on jeans, tees, candles, and comfy bedding. And earn Kohl's cash all weekend. Trust me, your future cozy self will thank you. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer ends September 1st. See store or kohls.com for details.
Hello, I'm Neil Pruitt, Chairman and CEO of Pruitt Health, a proud sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs. If you're a compassionate caregiver looking to make a real difference, we invite you to join our team. We're committed to helping people get back in the game and back to their lives. So explore our careers in skilled nursing, therapy, home health, and more, all with unmatched advancement opportunities. Visit PruittHealth.com. That's PruittHealth.com.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Bulldog pride. When I'm carrying the Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Georgia gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra Go Dogs from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/Go Dogs to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
Hey, Sokobi, you got your jersey ready for Saturday? I laid mine out days ago.
Ja'Cory, your jersey's in the laundry.
Wait, did you just tell me my jersey's dirty? To the avocados from Mexico jingle?
I mean, bad news just sounds better that way. Kind of like how avocados from Mexico make everything better.
True, let's fire up some guac, throw in our lucky socks, and still make it a win. It's good.
Avocados from Mexico.
We go to the fourth quarter here at Sanford Stadium in Athens. Welcome back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth, along with Josh Brock, Scott Howard with you, Neil Williamson, Chris Schiavone, Adam Gillespie all upstairs, DJ Shockley on the Ken Nugent sidelines downstairs. We got post-game programming 15 minutes away. We'll hear from the Georgia head coach after this contest as Georgia leads it 38-0 as we go to the fourth quarter. Dogs on offense here. Ryan Puglisi has entered the game at quarterback. He's engineering this current drive. The Dogs 6 plays into the drive, and they've covered 43 yards so far. They'll have it 1st and 10 on the Marshall 37-yard line now. The guys in red and silver breeches head towards the west end zone, so they'll flip field. Start to move from right to left now from our vantage point.
And Scott, we talked during the break. I like how this unit offensive line is working. Cortez Smith, Dontrell Glover, John Jackson, Michael Weaney, Jamal Merriweather. Those guys doing an excellent job opening up some holes for those running backs.
You like to see that. Even in this kind of game, those guys are getting their licks, and they're taking advantage of it. Puglisi with a play fake. He curls around in the pocket, fires downfield, and that pass is caught by Thomas Blackshear, freshman from Savannah. His first Bulldog catch at the 23-yard line. He picks up 14 yards and another Georgia first down.
Tight window throw there from Ryan Puglisi. Put that ball on the money to Blackshear.
Bowen's in the backfield with Pug. Cortez Smith up over the football. He's the freshman center. Right hand on the football, snaps it back in the shotgun. Play fake Puglisi. He fires. Williams, the big tight end, caught it at the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown, Elias Williams.
Great route from Elias Williams. Great recognition from Ryan Puglisi, seeing and instantly being decisive and putting the ball on the money. And how about the big 6'10" guy rumbling down the sidelines to put the ball in the end zone? Shows you his ability, right, Scott?
My goodness, what some size out there. I mean, Elias put those big mitts around that ball. You couldn't even see the ball anymore as he swallowed it whole and had an easy 10-yard jaunt into the end zone on this near sideline.
Well, look at the sideline mob him as he gets to the sideline, too. That just shows you guys loving on a true freshman.
Great protection for Puglisi to deliver that football. Dogs get it done. Here's the point after try by Peyton Woodring. He kind of double clutched the kick. He started to approach and go into his motion before the ball was snapped, but he ends up converting anyway, no problem. Another conversion for the Bulldogs' terrific kicker, the sophomore from Lafayette, Louisiana, Peyton Woodring. 45-0 now, the Dogs in front, and that touchdown by Elias Williams brought to you by Conecuh Sausage, the official smoked sausage of the Georgia Bulldogs. And I think we probably said it before, but to follow up on that, the Dogs are smoking Marshall today in every direction. I mean, 454 total yards now, 230 passing, 224 on the ground. 224 on the ground. What was the number Kirby wanted?
Kirby wanted 250. I said 225 in the pregame show, so we're close. I think the odds are high with 14-18 left that we'll get that extra yardage.
I agree with you. Most of the fourth quarter, and boy, they're sniffing it. So they knew what was in store in the second half when the Dogs were in the locker room at the half. Here's Woodring's kick from right to left. High hanging kick, going to come down. This one comes down near the goal line, and Turner Bradshaw wants to return it as he veers towards the middle of the field between the hash marks, and the Dogs cover it well, and they hit the Marshall return man just across the 15-yard line. And Hondo, you are correct. That was Connor Ferguson, the kickoff man, a freshman from Savannah. It was not Woodring. It was Ferguson getting an opportunity to kick that one. He got it about a yard deep in the end zone. They returned it out to only the 16-yard line. That's where Marshall has the football. 45-0, Dogs. 14-13 still left here in the quarter. Zion Turner, third quarterback of the afternoon in the game for Marshall. Man in motion, Tamarez to the left, and Turner will throw it to him down the left flat, down the 15-yard line. Makes the first guy miss, but the second and third do not at the 20. And they pick up 4 yards on the pass play to Tamarez, DeAndre Tamarez, a Western Carolina transfer. Zion Turner, the new quarterback, transferred from Jackson State, also played at Connecticut in his career. He's a junior from Miami. Second down and 6 from the 20 of the Marshall Thundering Herd. The Herd offense looking to the sideline, to their left now. And now Turner talks to his offense with the play clock at 6. They snap it. He looks left quickly, throws it back to the right. Pass complete to Xavion Turner Bradshaw. He's hit at the 21, knocked off balance and to the ground by Rayshawn Dinkins, a freshman corner man from Warner Robins, Georgia. His first tackle of the game at the 21-yard line. And they got 1. So it's 3rd and 5. Clock ticking down to 13 minutes right now remaining in the game. Austin Peay here next week for Georgia. Long throw by Turner. Looked like a push-off down on the far sideline. Pushed the Georgia defender to the ground. Marshall caught the football. No flag on the play. It's a long gain for Marshall to the Georgia 45 down the far sideline.
That replaces the longest play for Marshall all day long, all season long is what I was about to say, which is also true. But that was cheating.
About 34, 35 yards on the gain on the pass play, and that pass broken up on the near sideline this time by Dominic Kelly, Georgia's freshman cornerback on this side. Now there is a flag down.
Number 79, that 10-yard penalty will be enforced in the previous spot with a replay of first down.
So a hold called on Marshall. We'll add insult to injury there. Kelly made a nice play on the ball right in front of his teammates on this near sideline to break up the pass play. I'd still like to see a replay on that previous catch where distinctly from, I know we're a long way from the field, but it looked like a push-off by the offensive player to catch that long ball, but no flag was thrown. So Turner moves a man in motion to the right, takes the shotgun snap and a quarterback draw. He will run it up the middle as he veers to his left and is upended as he crosses midfield. Hit down at the 47-yard line. DeMello Jones, a sophomore from Swainsboro, Georgia, gets his shot at taking a lick on the Marshall quarterback. Gets some of the yardage back now. It's second down and about 12 from the Georgia 47-yard line. Third quarterback of the afternoon, Zion Turner in the game. Takes the shotgun snap, hands it off up the middle. And Barbie took about 2 or 3 steps before he started to go back in the other direction because he ran right into Terrell Foster, who hit him first, and then Justin Green helped to drive him back. And he got a couple to the 45, to the Georgia 45. It's now 3rd and 10, so 2 yards on that run, right into the teeth of the Georgia defense. 3rd and 10 on the Dogs 45. It's 45-0, Georgia in front. Defense shifts around a little bit. 4 men across the line of scrimmage for the Bulldogs. Here comes pressure from the back. They grab him and hold him. No flag there. Long pass is caught at the 15-yard line, and that's Turner Bradshaw, and then tackled at the 1. Didn't get into the end zone, but a long pass play down to the 1-yard line, a 44-yard gain for Zion Turner and Xavier Turner Bradshaw. Zion Branch made the tackle at the 1-yard line for the Dogs.
Sean Dinkins lost sight of the ball, couldn't make a play on it.
Marshall trying to get in the Georgia end zone for the first time in their 2 trips to Athens, and they do, running wide to the right with Joshawn Barbie. And now there's a flag at the 2-yard line, so let's check that before we move on.
I think this might be a big one, Scott. Now, that may be backside chop block on the backside of Marshall's offensive line. I'm not sure. It's for sure at least holding, I think.
There is no foul on the play. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Well, they talked it over, and they didn't like either of your options.
No, they didn't. But that was a chop block on the backside if I ever saw one. Our guy went down in a heap in a hurry.
Maybe the officials are ready to get on the bus, too.
I think so. I think they're looking up. We need to get this clock wound down fast.
I mean, I'm still thinking about that long pass, several plays ago where they pushed off our guy and then caught the ball and nothing. Let's just keep going. So Marshall finally gets on the board, their first touchdown in recorded history in Sanford Stadium. Just a little short 1-yard run, although he ran about 20 yards to get the 1 because he ran laterally down to the right until he found an opening. Point after try is good by Quinn, and it's 45-7 now with a timeout. 10:27 to play in the fourth quarter. Well, now Georgia needs to come back and answer because you can't give up a touchdown without scoring one on your next try on offense. Let's hope that happens. Second half today brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Visit oneffc.com to learn more. New score in Athens, 45-7. Dogs still strongly in front over the Marshall Thundering Herd. We'll take a time. Back in a moment. Bulldog Sports Network.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Georgia Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
It's college football season, so you need all the energy you can get. Luckily, Georgia Power knows a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Want to earn a deal on the entire Toyota lineup at the national sales event? Then do as I say. Great job. You just earned a deal. Get $500 in bonus lease cash on a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma. Offer valid through September 2nd, 2025. Offer entitles $500 bonus lease cash on the lease of a new and untitled 2025 Toyota Tacoma vehicle. Bonus cash may be used only toward down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
No flight is just a flight. It's a new beginning.
Hi, nice to meet you.
A love story.
Will you marry me?
A launch pad. It's your next step.
How about some light? Thank you. You're gonna do great.
And at Delta, we're proud to help you take it.
Back at the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here this afternoon. 3 of the officials, including the referee, Lee Hedrick, are still conferencing down around the 6-yard line. After they threw a flag on that Marshall touchdown, then they picked it up and said there was no flag on the penalty. I wonder if they're still having a conference about what they may or may not have seen that apparently you saw from way up here, but they didn't keep the flag on the field, and they did not call a penalty against Marshall, which would have knocked off the touchdown. It wouldn't have happened if how you were calling it. Backside chop block.
I try to put the white hat on too often. I shouldn't do that.
No, that's kind of what we do. But we play on. It's 45-7. Georgia leading Marshall. And the Herd will kick it off and kick it into the end zone about a yard deep. And we'll just let it bounce as Sokovie White does not field the ball. Lets it bounce in the end zone. We'll take the touchback. And it's the Dogs' ball, 1st and 10 on the 25 as we check the Modelo scoreboard now. Ooh, it's getting interesting in Tallahassee. 11 minutes to go in the game. Florida State 24, Alabama 17. Again, that's on the Modelo scoreboard. Touchdown, Alabama was the latest score. We'll see if Georgia can answer Marshall's touchdown with a long drive of their own and put points on the board, even though they lead 45-7. Ryan Puglisi will go under center and toss it back to Chauncey Bowens. And a crowd follows him to the near sideline, trying to get to the corner. There may have been 20 players of the 22 on the field in the box on this near side, right around the 30. And Bowens got hit trying to get to the corner. He got 3 yards to the 28.
Chauncey just runs angry, and I love to see it.
He might get another chance here. No, this is Bo Walker. And the handoff goes to Walker, and Walker is swallowed up in the backfield back at the near the 26. See if they take it back to the 25 or not. He's hit for a loss, though, by a Johnny Cuevas Gillis, hyphenated last name, senior from Ashburn, Virginia.
You know, being a former offensive lineman, I can clown an offensive lineman every now and then. It's our job to get out of the way, not be in the way. So let's get out of the way and let Bo Walker take it off.
He lost 2 back to the 26. So 3rd down and 9 for the Dogs now. Walker stays in the backfield. Puglisi a chance to throw. Takes the snap. Fires to the right. It's caught. Coming back to the ball on the route at the 38-yard line. And that is Sokovie White Helton. Makes the catch at the 38. Picks up 12. And that's a 1st down for the Dogs. Smith and Jadarius Green McKnight, hyphenated last name. Nickelback make the tackle. They got a lot of those, too. A lot of transfers, a lot of hyphenated last names. 1st and 10, Georgia on our 38-yard line. Moving to our left with 8:49 to play in the game, leading at 45-7. Puglisi hands off. Bo Walker squirts through a couple of big linemen. They've had some blocking for him, but it closed down. The hole closed down in a hurry. And Walker knocked to the ground around the 40-yard line. Let's see. And then do we have some extracurriculars after the play?
We got a little bit of wrestling over here on the near side.
Yeah, one of the officials was escorting the freshman Thomas Blackshear, the receiver, back to the huddle. No flags on the play. Gain of a couple to the 40 for the Dogs. Quick snap and another handoff. Running in traffic on an angle across behind the center to the right at right guard and right tackle, and there's just not much space there. Unable to move any bodies around. And the gain is 1 to the 41.
Dogs in a 3rd down and long situation again today. That was the story of the season last year.
Offensive line, we've got Jackson, Dontrell Glover, Cortez Smith, Jamal Merriweather, and Nair Daniels across the front line. On 3rd down, Puglisi will throw it left flat, near flat, off the hands of Bo Walker. And he chases the ball afterward just in case, make sure it wasn't a lateral. He had to get on that football, but it's an incomplete pass off the fingertips of Bo Walker, and Georgia will have to punt it away now on 4th and about 7.
Ryan Puglisi would love to have that throw back. He had Bo Walker with some nice room in the flat over here. Just a little bit of touch on that one there,
Yeah,
Scott.
You want to lead him a little bit more, right? He kind of bulleted it right into his hands instead of kind of floating it out there and letting him run under it and do his thing. So Drew Miller on to do his thing for the Bulldogs. He'll have to punt here. There's the snap back. Marshall comes after it, but he gets the kick away. And it's going to come down at the 4 to Floyd Lacey. around the 14 or so. There's a flag down as Lacey returns the ball. Up the numbers on the Marshall sideline, and where do they stop him? They hit him around where? Around the 25 or so? There's a flag, too, at the 19-yard line. We'll check that before they spot the football.
You're going to have holding on the far side on our gunner.
Jeremy Bell. He's the guy that made the tackle. Bell made the tackle.
Personal foul, face mask on the receiving team. That penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal from the end of the kick. It will be first down.
Lee Hedrick, the referee, with the explanation. So Marshall will have the ball, but they'll back him up, and we'll take a timeout with 7:24 to go in the game. Georgia 45 and Marshall 7. Second half brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Go see the friendly Franklin folks at one of their convenient Georgia locations. Come on back. We've got more Georgia football right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Bulldog pride. When I'm carrying the Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Georgia gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra Go Dogs from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/Go Dogs to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Gunnar Stockton, quarterback of the Georgia Bulldogs.
And I'm Ken Nugent, proud sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs and Georgia's favorite personal injury attorney.
This season, Ken and I are teaming up to make our touchdowns count even more.
That's right. For every touchdown the Dogs score this year, I'm donating $200 to the Boys and Girls Club here in Athens.
It's about giving back to the kids in our community, and that's something we can all cheer for.
And remember, big hits don't only happen between the hedges.
May I? One call, that's all.
Hey, that was pretty good. One call, that's all.
College football season is Modelo season, and the Modelo Recruiter is scouting for full-time Bulldog fans who live and breathe football all season long. You know what that makes you? A full-time fan. Welcome to the roster, Recruit. You deserve an ice-cold Modelo, the official import beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. Because Bulldog season wouldn't be the same without you. Modelo Especial Beer, Chicago, Illinois. For 21 and up only, please drink responsibly.
Hey, Jacoby, you got your jersey ready for Saturday? I laid mine out days ago.
Jacory, your jersey's in the laundry.
Wait, did you just tell me my jersey's dirty? To the avocados from Mexico jingle?
I mean, bad news just sounds better that way. Kind of like how avocados from Mexico make everything better.
True. Let's fire up some guac, throw in our lucky socks, and still make it a win. It's good.
Avocados from Mexico.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth, the penalty on Marshall on the punt return backs them up to the 8-yard line. Their own 8. They're 1st and 10 there. So a lot of real estate in front of them if they are thinking about getting into the end zone for a second time in the ball game today. It's 45-7. Georgia in front with 7:24 to go in this season opener. Much of the sellout crowd here at Sanford Stadium has thinned out. There is a little pocket of green across the way in the northwest section of the stadium. And if they made the drive here from Huntington, they're not going anywhere right now. 1st and 10, Marshall on its own 8. Turner, the quarterback, the third of the day for the visiting team. They hand it off to Antoine Roberts, the junior from Nashville. He tries to dance a little bit and jump to the left in the hole, running straight ahead, and he's knocked to the turf immediately at the 8 by Terrell Foster, who had a nice tackle a little bit earlier in the game. Or he recovered the blocked punt, actually. Junior from Kennesaw, Georgia. Terrell Foster makes the tackle. About maybe a foot on that play. Second down, a long 9. Hurd trying to drive out of the west end zone. Toss sweep to the right. Again to Roberts, the ball carrier, and this time he's got some running room up to the 15-yard line as Turner underhand tossed it to the right, and Roberts made one man miss and then hit at the 15-yard line by Jacory Thomas, the safety. So he got 7 on the play. Now it's 3rd and about 2 yards to go for Marshall.
Zayden Walker overran that just a little bit, allowed the Marshall receiver to cut underneath him.
A lot of first-timers on the field right now for both sides, and certainly for Georgia. 3 receivers to the left for Marshall here in the shotgun. Roberts offset to the left in the running back spot, and Turner will pull it down and run. He'll get the first down and more, crosses the 20, and dives ahead for more yardage at the 25-yard line. He lands at the 26 or so, and that's where they'll spot it. He got 11. Zion Branch was the last man in the neighborhood for the Georgia defense as Turner went diving for more yards. 1st and 10, Marshall at the 26. Turner will throw, and he throws a dart right between defensive coverage over the middle at near the 40, and the pass is caught by Xavier Turner Bradshaw, the Virginia Tech transfer. And it'll be Zion Branch with the tackle, and up to the 39-yard line. So Turner's got the offense moving a little bit in his time at quarterback. The junior from Miami, a transfer from Jacksonville State in Connecticut. Handoff at right guard, right tackle by Turner. That's Roberts again. And this time he runs into a lot of red traffic at the 40 as the Dogs get him down with Foster and Darren Ikenabon and also Jordan Thomas, the defensive lineman.
Terrell Foster, just a physical tackler for this Georgia defense. When he hits you, he punishes you and wants to drive you into the ground. It's unbelievable to watch that young man play.
That's that Kennesaw mentality, isn't it?
I guess so, right?
At the 40, Marshall. Snap, Turner throws, and it's caught on the far hash around the 38-yard line by Ben Turner, a Division II transfer. He turns and heads upfield and hit at the 43-yard line. Zayden Walker was trying to get him on the turf. Zion Branch ended up with the tackle, but Walker gets credit for heading him off at the pass.
Between Branch and Bolden, buddy, you better get on the ground. Our safeties are going to come hunting for you. Physical guys.
3rd and 6 for Marshall from the 43. Pressure on the quarterback. He had to dump it and get rid of it. He had Justin Green right in his face, jumping up in the air. And Zion Turner just had to unleash it. He had a fly route on the far sideline that he was throwing to, but he had to get rid of the ball early, so it just went sailing behind everybody on that side of the field and into the Marshall bench. Incomplete, brings up 4th down now, and they'll have to punt here with 3:55 remaining. Georgia 45, Marshall 7. And this might be a bit of a challenge for Sokovie, the punt return man. He's trying to shield his eyes back at the 15-yard line, staring right into the sun. And this punt is a high, long, hanging kick. And Sokovie White-Helton does a nice job, makes a fair catch just inside the 15-yard line for the Bulldogs. Fought off the sun, caught the ball cleanly, 41-yard punt with a lot of hang time. Dogs ball with 3:48 to go. Our second half today is brought to you by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. Dogs are huddled up on the sideline. Marshall huddled up on their side of the field. Oh, we got a timeout. Okay, I didn't even know that. Oh, what am I doing? Just dancing around. We've got a time. 45-7 is our score. Dogs in front. Back after this, Bulldog Sports Network.
Creature Comforts Brewing Company is the official craft beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. These two Athens institutions have joined forces to connect quality beer with the passion and pageantry of the UGA faithful. This year, we're going to light up Sanford with Creature Comforts' new Classic City Light. With only 95 calories and 3.5 carbs, Classic City is good light beer, proudly made right here in Athens, Georgia. It's not game day without a Creature Comforts Classic City Light. Available at your favorite retailers. One hometown, one team. Go Dogs! Sip 'em. Creature Comforts Brewing Company. Good dogs drink responsibly.
Kohl's Labor Day sale is here. Sure, it's hard to admit summer's ending, but with $10 off $25 spent at Kohl's, you can stop living in denial and start living in cute cardigans. Yep, we're back to wearing layers. So welcome fall with savings on jeans, tees, candles, and comfy bedding. And earn Kohl's cash all weekend. Trust me, your future cozy self will thank you. Select styles, some exclusions apply. Offer in September 1st. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Hi, this is Lee Futch, Assistant Athletic Director for the Georgia Way.
As the bank of doing, Wells Fargo is proud to be an official sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs. Wells Fargo is supporting our student athletes on and off the field. With interactive financial health curriculum and empowerment resources, Wells Fargo has a game plan for the full student athlete experience from their first semester on campus through graduation. Learn more about what Wells Fargo is doing to put people and communities first by visiting wellsfargo.com/impact.
This season, honor the win and the West in Tecovas. Whether you're in the stands or out celebrating after a big win, Tecovas Western boots are handcrafted for all-day comfort with colors and styles that look right at home. You can show your pride from head to toe. This football season, show up in boots. Find your perfect pair at Tecovas.com or at one of their retail stores in Atlanta or Alpharetta. Tecovas, forever West.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth, 3:48 remaining in our ball game here. 45-7, Georgia in front of Marshall. Checking the Modelo scoreboard, Florida State has just scored an apparent touchdown. I think they're reviewing it in Tallahassee. Right now the score is 30-17, leading Alabama. So it's upheld, and they get the score and the extra point maybe. We shall see. The point is pending. So Georgia will start with 3:40 and change remaining, as the Dogs will pass it from Puglisi to, was that Williams that made the catch? Tyler Williams. Yeah, Tyler Williams caught the ball, and we've got Landon Roldan on the same side this time in this formation. Again, the Dogs using a lot of players, and we see Josh McCray, the transfer from Illinois, gets the carry on this handoff from Puglisi, and he dives to the middle of the field and crosses the 20 at the 22. Looks like that's where they'll put him down. Not a big gain for McCray, and it's third down already for the Dogs with the clock under 3 minutes now.
20 more yards to go.
You want to hit that target, don't you?
Sorry, 21.
Puglisi's in at quarterback. McCray flip-flops from right to left in the backfield. And we'll get the carry here. And we'll carry a Marshall player or two with him for maybe 5 yards across the 25-yard line to the 27, it looks like, where they'll put it down. He got the first down. They moved the sticks. And Georgia can keep the offense out there, keep on moving with 2:20 to play. And we'll keep running the football more than likely. Can they get to the targeted 250?
234 and counting.
Wanted 250 yards rushing. That's what the head coach wanted. Bo Walker's back in the game now in the backfield. Snap to Puglisi, give it to Bo Walker. And one of those much bigger linemen has a hold of his shirt tail and just slings him to the turf as Walker is caught behind the line of scrimmage by a shade at the 26. Timeout. The 2-minute timeout with 1:58 officially on the clock. So another break here before we wrap it up. 45-7, Georgia. Big over Marshall today. Our second half is brought to you by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. Another timeout. We're back in a moment. 45-7, Dogs in front on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Ask any Dog fan, and they'll tell you, offense wins games, but defense wins championships. You know who else knows that? The team at the Hoffman Financial Group. They know that winning doesn't just happen. It's the result of having a good coach who draws up the right strategy and makes the necessary adjustments along the way. So think of the Hoffman Financial Group as your retirement defensive coordinator, protecting your lifetime of savings against inflation, market loss, and a pick six from greedy old Uncle Sam. With their complimentary portfolio x-ray, you'll find out what's working or what's not. Have a solid game plan for the second half of your life. Call the Hoffman Financial Group, 770-758-6288. That's 770-758-6288. Or online at unleashyourmoney.com. The Hoffman Financial Group is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through the Hoffman Financial Group, Inc. Georgia Insurance License 163546.
If you've been hit hard on the field or off,
You need more than a whistle. You need a law firm that hits back. Morgan & Morgan Atlanta, 191 Peachtree Street, Atlanta, Georgia. Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome. Getting hit hard isn't just part of football. It's part of life. A car crash, a bad fall, an injury that takes you out of the game, you don't shake that off. You fight back. With over $25 billion recovered, Morgan & Morgan helps injured people across the great state of Georgia get the compensation they deserve. Because when life hits hard, you need a law firm that hits harder. Morgan & Morgan Atlanta, 191 Peachtree Street, Atlanta, Georgia. Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power to recover right. A delicious protein shake with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Proud partner of Georgia football. Learn more at corepower.com.
Less than 2 minutes to play here on the opening day for the Georgia Bulldogs. They lead the Thundering Herd of Marshall 45-7. And let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Our quarter recap is presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit, loans for land and farms. And let's give you a compilation of numbers here. Georgia with 482 total yards, 202 for Marshall. The Dogs have thrown for 249 and rushed for 233. Marshall 129 passing, only 73 on the ground. Gunnar Stockton 14 of 24 today in his home starting debut. 190 yards. He had 2 touchdown passes. He also scored 2 rushing touchdowns. 10 carries for 73 yards for the Georgia quarterback today. Impressive numbers by Gunnar Stockton. As we continue here with 1:58 to go. Puglisi with a play fake. Going to keep it and run as he curls wide to the right and gets hit as he nears the 30-yard line. He crossed the 30, got popped at the 32. And Georgia will keep the offense moving as they inch a little bit closer to that rushing yardage goal of 250 yards.
Physical run by Puglisi there, then hits the circle button at the end of it to spin out of a would-be tackler.
So the Dogs are at the 32 now. It's 3rd down. And Puglisi to throw, and pass is broken up, incomplete. Tried to go to McCray. Josh McCray, the transfer running back from Illinois, out in the right flat, but he had a man draped on him. And it's incomplete. It'll be 4th down. McCray didn't get any work until here late in the ball game. He had been battling, I think, some injuries during training camp and such, and maybe was behind a little bit and trying to catch up after transferring here from Illinois.
Yeah, he was limited in the scrimmage that we saw Scott together, and so maybe he's trying to get himself back healthy.
Georgia's punt on 4th down will come down at the 22. Fair catch by Marshall. Another Drew Miller kick. Brett Thorson not ready to go just yet, but Miller's done a fine job. 46 yards on the punt. No return with 1:13 to go. Georgia's going to have a win on opening day. The home winning streak will extend to 32 in a row, and the Dogs shortly will begin to get ready for Austin Peay coming to town next Saturday. The game with the Governors, that is also a 3:30 start right here from Sanford Stadium. From the 22, Marshall will hand off and run it straight ahead right into the teeth of the defense. Not much happening there for the Thundering Herd.
Number 67, Clinton Barlow, in on the tackle for the Dogs.
Both sides going deep into the roster. Got us scrambling. Toss sweep to the little guy, the little back for Marshall, who is Judah Price, 5'9", 180, a freshman. He stumbles after he caught the pitch from Turner, the quarterback, falls to the turf Ware at the 24. Not much of a gain there. Less than 30 seconds remaining in the ball game. It's 3rd down and 8. And Marshall will let some time tick away. 19, 18, 17 on the play clock. They're up and ready to go. 18 seconds remains in the game. Turner hands it off. And again to Price, who veers up the middle. Find a little bit of a seam. Got some positive yards up to the 27. And that's going to be the last play of the ball game. Final seconds will tick away. Georgia is a winner today. We got a lot of players in the ball game today here in the second half. A lot of bodies on the field, getting some video, some tape, so the coaches can go to work on them and show some improvement as to what they did on the field today. Your final score, Georgia 45 and Marshall 7. Both teams head out to the middle of the field, shake hands, exchange pleasantries, and we head into our post-game programming. We've got DJ Shockley in the locker room. We'll hear from head coach Kirby Smart coming up in just a little bit. And when we continue, it's Neil